It's Thursday, March 19th. One person has died after a collision in the city's West End on Wednesday evening.
A taxi scam is on the rise in Ottawa, and police believe the capital is a hotspot for targets.
This price tag for this lifestyle actually seems like a great deal.
And we'll show you the real estate listing that could become the most expensive sale in Ottawa's history. Your Morning Ottawa starts right now. Good morning, everybody, and happy Thursday. Thanks for joining us here. I'm Will Aiello.
I'm Melissa Lamb, and I like to call it Little Friday, Friday Eve, Baby Friday, all of the things that make just adding Friday in there makes it so much closer to Friday for me.
It is Baby Friday,
yes.
And we have been dealing with kind of temperatures and conditions over the last few weeks, which have been not spring-like. And even though it is our final day as we head into our brand new season, is it going to feel like a change of seasons, or are we still just waiting?
Spring is feeling more winter-like than spring-like, indeed, especially when you see the amount of precipitation we could see as we head toward the end of the work week. So full details coming up in a few minutes.
Oh, can't wait for that. Details coming up. Let's start with our news headlines this morning. Ottawa paramedics have confirmed that one person has died after a head-on collision in the city's West End. First responders say a person with critical injuries was pronounced dead at the scene of a crash last night. A stretch of Carling Avenue near Moody Drive had been shut down for the investigation. No word yet on the identity of the deceased or what caused the collision. A taxi scam is on the rise in Ottawa, and police believe the capital is now a hot spot to target. Fake taxis and customers are approaching people asking for help to pay a cab fare, offering cash in exchange for using your debit card. But that's where the scam occurs. They quickly swap your bank card with a fake and then gain access to your PIN and your money. Ottawa police say it can happen very quickly.
You punch in your PIN, they give you a different debit card that matches your bank, trying to fool you. Once you leave, they go right to a bank and start withdrawing money. They've trapped your PIN number in their machine, and they have your legitimate card, so they can hurry up and withdraw quite a bit of cash.
Police are reminding residents that every legitimate cab will always have a roof sign, an ID number, and a taxi plate, and they will always accept cash as payment. Other cities like Kingston are also warning about these taxi scams.
The spillover from the war in Iran is intensifying in Lebanon, where chaos and terror is being felt in Beirut. An Ottawa man is among the Canadians trying to flee the country as Israel escalates its ground attacks and airstrikes. Israeli forces leveled a 10-story apartment building in Beirut about an hour after issuing an evacuation notice. Israel claimed the building was being used by Hezbollah. Lebanese officials say at least 10 people were killed. Ottawa man Ahmad Araji is in Beirut. He describes the terrifying moment in a nearby hotel when the attack happened.
It was devastating, like having the front desk in my hotel and security knock on every single door, telling us to evacuate, going down, people on the streets running, screaming. It was intense. That's the least to say. It was very scary.
After this recent attack, Araji says he has started the process of trying to get a flight back home as the situation in Lebanon is getting worse.
The Bank of Canada is maintaining its key rate at 2.25%. The central bank says the war in the Middle East has increased volatility in the global energy prices and financial markets.
The Canadian economy continues to face heightened uncertainty related to U.S. trade policy and geopolitical risks. Now the war in Iran has added a new layer of uncertainty.
The Bank of Canada will make its next interest rate decision at the end of April and also put out a more detailed economic outlook for the entire country. The driver of a tractor trailer was taken to hospital after a crash on Highway 17 in Renfrew. OPP say the driver of a tractor trailer crashed near the Bonnechere River Bridge on Highway 17 yesterday afternoon. Police say the crash resulted in an oil spill. The driver of the truck was taken to hospital as a precaution. No other vehicles were involved in this crash.
A dramatic crash in Alberta was captured on video, and remarkably, there were no serious injuries when a train plowed through a semi.
Holy
RCMP say the truck stopped at a railway crossing marked with a stop sign, then drove through as the train was approaching. The RCMP say the driver of the semi was given a ticket for careless driving. The city of Ottawa saw an uptick in the number of drivers caught running red lights at intersections during January. City statistics show slightly more than 3,500 tickets were issued through red light cameras in January, up around 2,800 tickets during the same month the past year. Ottawa has 85 red light cameras across the city. The busiest one is at King Edward Avenue, northbound at St. Andrew.
Tipping prompts are popping up everywhere, and many customers say the expectation to tip has gone too far.
I think it should be included in the price. It shouldn't be asked to tip.
Just because you're doing your job doesn't mean you need to be tipped for doing your job.
I used to love tipping extra for really good service, and I feel like that's kind of gone away now.
A new survey by H&R Block reported that 2/3 of Canadians want to do away with the practice altogether. The survey also finds nearly 9 out of 10 people say they resent businesses that ask for tips at places where they don't feel tipping is necessary. And 4 out of 10 people have changed where they spend their money, saying that they avoid going to places that ask for a tip at the register, like fast food places, bakeries, or self-serve counters.
The Ottawa 67s are on home ice facing off against the Oshawa Generals.
Play it back. 67's getting fancy again. Here's Vandenberg all the way across. They score!
And of course, the March break crowds went to watch a high-scoring game. Final score, 6-1 for the 67s. The two teams will have a rematch in Oshawa tomorrow night, and then the 67s will be back on home ice Saturday to host the Kingston Frontenacs.
Exciting times, and they're doing so well. I know they are bound for the playoffs, so very, very exciting.
Yeah, I know.
I think it starts next week.
Yeah, and when you look at all of our Ottawa teams right now, like the Sens with a loss last night, and we're really fighting to get into that playoff push. 67s, though, doing a phenomenal job. They're doing really well in the charge, so all eyes are on the hockey teams in our city.
Absolutely. And on the forecast, as always, we know spring arrives tomorrow. Will it be spring light? The answer is no, unfortunately.
No!
I know. We do have some nicer temperatures, though, through the weekend. We just kind of have to get through today into tomorrow. Not even so bad today, but we are expecting more snow. We are sitting at -6 right now here in the city with that wind chill. Feels closer to -13, so there is a strong wind chill this hour. Feels like -12 in the valley, -6 in Brockville. Not quite registering quite in Kingston yet, -4 in Trenton, -8 in Cornwall. So not so bad in some areas, a little bit colder in others like for us here in Ottawa. Right now we are dealing with some light scattered flurries, and we will see those light flurries throughout the next few hours this morning into your afternoon. So we are expecting light flurries throughout the day ahead. We could see 1 to 3 centimeters of snow in accumulation for today. And we could even see the system change to rain later on this afternoon as temperatures do warm up. So around 2-3 p.m. we could start to see some wet snow or even some snow showers in there. And we could see 1 to 3 millimeters of rain in the forecast. So some snow accumulation and a little bit of rain as well. As we head into overnight, still a chance of those flurries. And then into your day on Friday, as we saw that system move through, we are expecting periods of snow to begin tomorrow morning and continue into your day. Your first day of spring is looking snowy. We could see 2 to 4 centimeters. So quite a bit of snow on the way over the next couple of days, but the weekend is looking a little bit warmer. Temperatures today reaching a high of 2 degrees, and that's why we could see the changeover from flurries this morning to some light scattered showers. Very, very light flurries and very, very light rain if we do see any rain at all later on this afternoon. Similar temps across the region, 3 for the Valley, 2 in Bancroft, 3 in Kemptville, Brockville for today, 3 as well in Petawawa, 2 is your daytime high in Gatineau, 0 over in Mont-Tremblant. So over the next couple of days, we know spring arrives for tomorrow, but you can see it's looking a little more like winter today into tomorrow. 2 degrees is the high, that snow changing to rain. Overnight falling to -5. Into your day tomorrow, 1 is the daytime high. Periods of snow beginning in the morning tomorrow, 2 to 4 centimeters, what we could see for Friday. Then as we head into the weekend, some of that snow melting, temperatures quite warmer. 4 degrees and 6 degrees are the high Saturday and through Sunday. We could see some light flurries in the morning hours and in the overnight, but then changing to rain in the afternoon as temperatures do warm up. The nice thing is we'll start off next week nice and sunny skies Monday and through Tuesday.
Weather is brought to you by Manatic Tree. Complete tree care from start to stump.
And here's a live look at your drive-in right now. No major issues on your roads. So far, so good. Traffic is flowing well, and we have no collision or significant delays. Now let's check out your TSN must-see moment.
Hello there, Kara Wagland in the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Wednesday. And for it, we head to Houston. The Rockets hosting the Lakers. Marcus Smart lobs one up for LeBron James, looking a whole lot younger than his 41 years of age, reaching way back to throw down the one-hander, showing off the hops and landing him our must-see moment for the day. And from the NBA's elder statesman to the youth of the NCAA, March Madness is finally here. Our coverage of the first round on TSN begins at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. That's all for now from Sports Center. Have a great day.
All right, something special to show you on your Morning Ottawa.
This price tag for this lifestyle actually seems like a great deal.
A real estate listing that could potentially be crowned the most expensive sale in Ottawa history. So, how much are we talking? You'll have to stay tuned to find out. We'll have all those details coming up a little bit later on. Centennial Glass Skycam showing not much right now, but our final day of winter. What is next to come? Will it feel like spring? Full details coming up. It is 6:10, now 6:11 on your Thursday. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Happy Thursday. Here are some of the top stories we're following today on Your Morning Ottawa. Ottawa paramedics say one person has died after a collision in the city's west end. It happened at a crash near Carling and Moody Drive. Ottawa police are warning of a taxi scam that's popping up in the capital and several neighborhoods. Officers say fake taxis and customers are scamming unsuspecting victims by swapping out their debit cards. And the Bank of Canada is maintaining its key interest rate. Governor Tiff Macklem says the war in the Middle East is creating a lot of uncertainty in global markets. Let's take a look at our final day of winter, and it is still feeling a little bit cool this morning. -3, feeling closer to -10 when you factor in that wind chill. And of course, with the final day of winter, we have to have a chance for some flurries in the forecast. But as you see there, maybe a little bit of mixed precipitation as we jump above the freezing mark. So a little bit warmer this afternoon, but I don't think springtime is going to quite feel like spring. Melissa has the full details coming up. Let's take a look at your roads on your Thursday morning commute. Nothing major to report. Everything smooth sailing. With the change of precipitation, maybe this afternoon can get a little bit sloshy and slippery out on the road, so just leave yourself some extra time. All right, here it is. We are getting an inside at the most expensive home for sale in Ottawa right now. Currently priced nearly $10 million. It could become the most expensive home in the city's history. The property is located at 1 DeLong Drive in Ottawa's Beacon Hill North area. CTV's Dylan Dyson takes us on a tour.
A steam shower in this full bathroom. This could be a bedroom with a window and a closet, but it's a Formula One Porsche simulator like I've never seen. And this gym, the equipment, I've never seen this.
This house is truly one of a kind.
It's a showpiece. It's something you would be proud to entertain.
At 1 DeLong Drive in Ottawa's Rothwell Heights neighborhood, this home listed for just under $10 million.
I hear of people spending close to or in excess of $1,000 a foot. This is 10,000 square feet. But also the extras on top of that.
The home has 7 bedrooms and 5 bathrooms, but it's all the features that make this house unlike any other.
If you're into cars, the garage is incredible. If you're into golf, it has a golf simulator that corrects your swing. If you're into fitness, it has one of the best gyms I've ever seen. If you're into health and well-being, it has a sauna and a steam room. It's just a lifestyle property.
There's also a home cinema, sports court, wine cellar, elevator, room to park 16 cars, and a 3-story chandelier. This is currently the most expensive home listed in Ottawa, and if sold at or near its listing price, would become the most expensive single detached family home ever sold in the city.
Not your typical Ottawa house, like I mentioned before. More of a South Beach vibe.
So who would buy this house? LaCharity says likely someone not from Ottawa.
And really, if you're from a more expensive city, this price tag for this lifestyle actually seems like a great deal. From what I'm hearing from bigger cities is also safety is a factor. This is a great place to raise your kids. So if you have the money, and in this day and age you could work from anywhere.
Dylan Dyson, CTV News.
And just for a very small cost of almost $10 million, that home could be yours for no matter what you like to do. It has the full gym set up in there, the beautiful views, and I mean, when you take a look at the sauna and 16 cars. Could you imagine having that many guests where you need that many cars and that much room for having people there? But again, close to $10 million for that sale. Dylan Dyson, thank you for bringing us that story and providing us that makes us feel maybe a little bit better about our mortgage payments as we continue on. We're going to be talking with Bill shortly. I want to head to our Your Morning question today because we are asking our viewers something very particular. What is your favorite emoji and why? Now, this is all due to we'll call it a trend online where you get to showcase your favorite emojis as we launch a brand new set of them to come very shortly. We'll play a little clip from you, and then Melissa and I will be sharing with you our favorite emojis, and we don't have a choice. We just had to click, save, and share them. So what you see is what you get. So when you send us your favorite emoji, tell us why, and then send us a picture of which emoji it is, because there's 10, 15 different smiley faces, different ones. So actually send the emoji as you send it to us so we can make sure that we address that properly. All right, switching gears, we went from the $10 million house to a different housing problem. 24 Sussex remains uninhabitable, but a report by CBC News suggests that the current Prime Minister's residence may not be suitable for a PM either. Let's check in with Bill Carroll from the Morning Rush on News Talk 580 CFRA. So, Bill, we were just highlighting the $10 million sale home in Ottawa. Now we're focusing on the Prime Minister's house. What's the difference between the two?
Well, the difference between the two is that the Prime Minister's house is supposed to be a working residence, should represent Canada's economic prosperity and strength and creativity and all of those things. And right now, it's been torn down to the studs, and it's been sitting that way now for a decade, Will. Can you believe that? A decade since I went out to 24 Sussex with my inflated rubber duckies and asked security if I could use the pool because I am, after all, one of the many millions of owners, so why not? You know, this is really a story of guts, or the lack of guts. Even some of my favorite prime ministers like Stephen Harper, nobody had the courage to say this thing is a wreck. It needs to be rebuilt. We need to redo it because they don't want to be stuck looking like that guy who spent taxpayers' money building a fancy house for the Prime Minister, but it's the people's house. So Mark Carney, up until now, has expressed no interest in redoing it. Well, look, you're way ahead in the opinion polls. I think you could probably pass this off as a project that creates jobs at a time when we have economic uncertainty and tariff wars going on in the U.S. You know, say it's going to be all Canadian architects and builders, and we're going to use Canadian lumber. And I mean, there's a way to sell this thing to the public, but it takes the guts to do it. It does sound like, if this report's accurate, though, behind the scenes now, there's some steam gathering to get it done because the current residence the Prime Minister is using, basically the guest house at the Governor General's residence, isn't secure enough. And what we don't want is them spending all kinds of money on security at the temporary residence when we should be spending the money with a permanent solution. So a little courage here, Prime Minister Carney. Let's go.
Okay, but here's my question, Bill. If we do get construction going in a new house, will you then re-show up with the rubber duckies ready to accommodate yourself in the new location?
You know, when they finally have the grand opening of that thing, they'll find me swimming naked in the pool. I promise.
Just so you know, we are going to send a camera, whether you like it or the viewers like it or not, because we got to capture that. Thanks for your time, Bill. Have a good show.
Have a good day.
And remember, you can listen to the Morning Rush with Bill Carroll on News Talk 580 CFRA weekdays from 6 till 10 a.m. Stay with us, friends. We'll be right back.
iPhone users will be soon introduced to a new batch of emojis. They include the trombone, the treasure chest, distorted face, hairy creature, a fight cloud, the orca, and a landslide. And for a little fun, we thought we'd be sharing our favorite emojis, which we will be doing later on in the show. So today we're asking you for your comments on what is your favorite emoji and why? Please send a photo along of your favorite emoji because sometimes they're a little confusing with, you know, all the smiley faces and whatnot. So send us your favorite emoji and tell us why you like to use us. Of course, you can email it to us at yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca. So Will, you're up. What do you like to use?
Yeah, I think my favorite one that I've liked to use over the years, and this goes back to when I was a DJ and creating music, was I used the surfer guy.
Okay.
And like I've always been like a surfer and wake surfing, but I would always use him. And then this was the time when Instagram, you know, you didn't have have like kind of the crazy reels and the, you know, the effects that you have today, but I would have him kind of fly in from the side. And then he would be going towards like the beat of the song. So then anytime that I would ask a friend or something to listen to a song, I would just send that over.
Okay.
It would do the animation, and there you go. So the surfer guy was my most used one for a long time. We will see, though, if he has been used in my most recent ones, because that's what we're going to be sharing.
Right.
So what do you think is your top one?
I full talk in emojis. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, I could have a full-on conversation just sending emojis back and forth to my friends and my husband and my sister, mainly. Her and I like to talk in emojis. So I use a lot of emojis all the time, but I would say my favorites, like, I can't pick just one, would be like the crying face, like, whoa. And the
sorry, can we do that again? Can we get that
the one with the big streams, like, you know, the full tear. Whoa. That one. You know what I'm talking about, not the little crying one, like the full-on, really, really upset one. And the one who's like bashful, they're like welted eyes, like watery eyes, and they're like, and then I love the heart too. Those are the three that I would say are my top, which I use quite a bit.
Oh, I am so excited to see the full list of yours and the sound effects that go along with it, the and the ooh.
Yeah, I know, if they only came with sounds too, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, we don't have to do the sound effects of the poop emoji, but we know that everyone uses that one, because that's got to be a top fave.
That is, absolutely.
All right, we'll be hearing from you later on the show. We're asking what's your favorite emoji and why. Send us your comments. Also, send us the emoji, because there's so many of them. We got to make sure it's the right one. Email it at yourmoneyottawa@ctv.ca, and we will be right back. Woo!
Every year, an average of 500 children and youth are in cancer treatment at CHEO. Join CTV and Move 100 as we support oncology patients and their families at CHEO by participating in the CN Cycle for CHEO on Sunday, May 3rd. The routes start and finish at the Canadian War Museum with a 15, 35, 70K CN Century Ride, 2 and 5K walk. Get active with a group of friends, family, or a team of colleagues. For more information, visit cncycle.ca.
Far side pass, and it's an early shot. He scores!
Good morning and happy Thursday. Thank you so much for joining us here on Your Morning Ottawa. I am Melissa Lamb, and Rosie is away for today.
She is. I'm Emily Eller. She'll be off for the rest of this week, continuing through next week as many people are enjoying their March break. I know the ski hills are probably have been a little bit happier because we have been teased a little bit with some warmer temperatures, but then a little bit of snowfall and some cold temperatures. Have you been seeing maybe your friends with families have been hitting the slopes?
Yeah, we had the bikes out one day last week, and then all of a sudden it was like, oh, put those back and bring the shovels back out. So, you know, lots of people at ski hills embracing this because they're like, yes, winter's not over, woohoo. But, you know, people who are eager for spring are not going to love what we have in store for us into tomorrow.
Uh-oh. But still a couple of days left of your March break if you want to get out to anything that winter has to offer.
Absolutely.
Details on all of that coming up. We'll start with our news headlines this morning. Ottawa paramedics have confirmed that one person has died after a head-on collision in the West End. First responders say a person with critical injuries was pronounced dead at the scene of a crash last night. A stretch of Carling Avenue near Moody Drive had to be shut down for the investigation. No word yet on the identity of the deceased or what caused the collision. A taxi scam is on the rise here in Ottawa, and police believe the capital is now a hot spot to target.
The last few days, it's been outside the universities, Carleton and Ottawa U. There's been 3 cases just around the university getting young students. They've also hit outside of Walmart. They've hit outside Billings Bridge.
Ottawa police say fake taxis and customers are approaching people asking for help to pay for a cab fare, offering cash in exchange for using your debit card. But this is where the scam occurs. They quickly swap your bank card with a fake and then gain access to your PIN and your money. Customers say they are on the lookout.
You have to be so cautious with everywhere you go now. Yeah, you're always on your lookout. You hear all these horror stories.
I look at the operator ID to see if it looks like the person, and sometimes if I'm really not comfortable, I will try and see what I can find online.
Kingston police are also warning of a taxi scam taking place near Queen's University.
The spillover from the war in Iran is intensifying in Lebanon, where chaos and terror is being felt in Beirut. An Ottawa man is among the Canadians trying to flee the country as Israel escalates its ground attacks and airstrikes. Israeli forces leveled a 10-story apartment building in Beirut about an hour after issuing an evacuation notice. Israel claimed the building was being used by Hezbollah. Lebanese officials say at least 10 people were killed. Ottawa man Ahmad Araji is in Beirut. He describes the terrifying moments in a nearby hotel when the attack happened.
It was devastating, like having the front desk in my hotel and security knock on every single door, telling us to evacuate, going down, people on the streets running, screaming. It was intense. That's the least to say. It was very scary.
After this recent attack, Araji says he has started the process of trying to get a flight back home as the situation in Lebanon is getting worse.
U.S. intelligence leaders have now been grilled on how imminent the threat is from Iran way before the war began.
Was it the assessment of the intelligence community that there was a, quote, imminent nuclear threat posed by the Iranian regime, yes or no?
Senator, the only person who can determine what is and is not an imminent threat is the president.
False.
Trump's intelligence director, Tulsi Gabbard, says it's not her job to determine what is an imminent threat. It comes as her chief of staff, Joe Kent, just resigned in protest, suggesting U.S. President Donald Trump was duped into war, blaming Israel.
The Bank of Canada is maintaining its key rate at 2.25%. The central bank says the war in the Middle East has increased volatility in global energy prices and financial markets.
The Canadian economy continues to face heightened uncertainty related to U.S. trade policy and geopolitical risks. Now the war in Iran has added a new layer of uncertainty.
The Bank of Canada will make its next interest rate decision at the end of April and also put out a more detailed economic outlook for the country. GO train service in Mississauga has resumed this morning after a tragic accident involving a young boy Wednesday afternoon.
He and another young child were on some sort of a motorized bike in the area. There were two people present. He was riding, whether it be a pocket bike, gas or electric powered, I'm not really certain at the time of the collision.
Peel police say a boy around 12 or 13 years old was hit by a westbound GO train. He died at the scene. Police say it appears the child went around the barrier and tried to cross the tracks when he was hit. They are reminding families to talk to their children about being mindful of their surroundings on motorized bikes and scooters, especially at rail crossings.
Tipping prompts are popping up everywhere, and many customers say the expectation to tip has gone too far.
I think it should be included in the price. You shouldn't be asked to tip.
Just because you're doing your job doesn't mean you need to be tipped for doing your job.
I used to love tipping extra for really good service, and I feel like that's kind of gone away now.
A new survey by H&R Block reported that 2/3 of Canadians want to do away with the practice altogether. The survey also finds nearly 9 out of 10 people say they resent businesses that ask for tips at places where they don't feel tipping is necessary. And 4 out of 10 people have changed where they spend their money, saying they avoid going to places that even ask for a tip at the register. This is like fast food places, bakeries, or even self-serve counters.
The Sens had an outcome that didn't go their way last night.
Patterson to Chabot. All kinds of traffic in front. Claude Giroux has got it. Towards the net. Tip scores. Tip Stutzlau.
Not what we needed. The team was on the road in Washington. The Capitals took this one 4-1. Up next, the Senators will host the New York Islanders tonight with puck drop at 7 p.m. So unfortunately, couldn't get that win on the road. It was closer than it looked with the final score. They scored 2 empty netters to make it 4-1. Hopefully, we can get back on that winning streak and continue that strive for the playoffs.
So close, but still like points back that you don't want to be, you know, having to play catch up so much at the end of the season. So fingers crossed.
Yeah, 5 points back, 15 games to go. We're with you.
Oh, it's getting tight.
I know.
But it is exciting at the same time, right?
It is very exciting. You're watching like every game
Yeah.
so closely and then all the other teams because you're just coming down to that stretch where every point matters.
And you're hoping other teams lose so you can win. And like, yeah, it's fun though. It's exciting.
It is.
Not so great our forecast for today and through tomorrow. It's going to feel a little more like winter than spring. So today is the last full day of winter. Spring will arrive tomorrow morning at 10:46 a.m. What do we have in store for the last day of winter? It's cold, some flurries this morning. Into the afternoon, we could see some showers. A bit milder into the day ahead, but then tomorrow, yes, more snow on the way for spring. -6 is where temps are sitting this morning. With that wind chill, though, this hour does feel closer to -11. So it was a little bit colder about half an hour ago, so it is slowly warming up. -11 in the valley right now, 1 in Kingston, -6 in the Brockville, -8 along the Seaway. So we are expecting those scattered flurries to linger in through the day ahead. So we saw some light flurries this morning. We will kind of continue to see that throughout the day ahead. And then we could even see some rain as temperatures do warm up later on this afternoon. We could see it more change to wet snow or some snow showers or even just a little bit of rain. We could see 1 to 3 centimeters today of snow and about 1 to 3 millimeters of rain in the forecast for us. Overnight, not so bad, but then tomorrow morning, we are expecting this massive low pressure system, bringing with it a mixture of freezing rain and snow. It looks like it'll start off as some freezing rain. You can see the band of pink on our screen, and then followed by snow. 2 to 4 centimeters of snow is what we could see. It will snow throughout most of the afternoon tomorrow and through the early evening hours before this does clear up. And again, we could see upwards of 2 to 4 centimeters of snow. But as we head into the weekend, warmer weather on the way, melting away some of that snow. So still some great conditions left to head to the ski hills. 2 degrees is the high for this afternoon. Same within Cornwall, and you can see that mixture of snow mixed in with some rain. 3 degrees in the valley, 2 for Bancroft today, 4 in Trenton, 3 as well in Petawawa, 2 in Gatineau, and 1 is the daytime high over in Montreal. Over the next couple of days, we're going to see some warmer temps into the weekend, but really we're not seeing anything into the double digits as we head into the next week. -5 is the low for tonight, 1 for tomorrow. Again, snow starting around 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. We could see some freezing rain followed by 2 to 4 centimeters of snow. The weekend, a little bit warmer, melting away some of this snow. We could see those flurries in the morning, but then changing to rain in the afternoon. 4 is the high for Saturday, 6 as we head into Sunday. Then next week, at least we're seeing lots of sunshine, but still cold overnights, -12, -11 as we head to your overnight Sunday and through Monday.
Weather brought to you by Manotick Place Retirement Community, a community you can call home.
Still no major issues east to west on your roads this morning. Traffic is looking fairly good this hour. We are collision free, which is great news. We just have quiet volume, so nothing major to report.
Traffic brought to you by Presler Injury Lawyers, 1-800-JUSTICE.
And coming up next on Your Morning Ottawa.
It's a perfect day for skiing.
There is some positives to this weather. Cool, snowy weather in the region means ski hills have been open for March break. And CTV News paid a visit to some skiers taking advantage of this, we'll call it, extended season. Taking a look outside, and temperatures today climbing above the freezing mark. A little bit of flurries, maybe a little bit of drizzle. Everything potentially for our final day, full day of winter before spring arrives. Stay with us, 6:40. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Here's some of the big stories happening today on Your Morning Ottawa. Ottawa paramedics say 1 person has died after a collision in the city's west end. It happened at a crash near Carling and Moody Drive. Ottawa police are warning of a taxi scam that's popping up in the capital. Officers say that fake taxis and customers are scamming unsuspecting victims by swapping out their debit cards. And the Bank of Canada is maintaining its key interest rate. Governor Tiff Macklem says the war in the Middle East is creating a lot of uncertainty in the global markets. Our last full day of winter. Melissa, what does tomorrow look like too?
Wintry. Spring doesn't look like it's very close whatsoever, at least over the next 2 days. Fairly mild today, 2 degrees is the high, so at least we will be above that freezing mark. We're seeing some light flurries this morning. We could see some scattered showers into the afternoon. -5 is the low, and then as spring enters the chat tomorrow, we will reach a high of 1 degree. 10:46 is when spring will arrive, and we are expecting periods of snow during that time. Starting around 8, 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, some snow, 2 to 4 centimeters throughout the day Friday. Good news for the ski hills as they extend their skiing season. Then as we head into the weekend, slightly warmer for Saturday, we could see some snow mixed in with some rain. On your drive-in, still no issues east to west. Traffic is smooth sailing this hour. We are collision free, which is great news if you're heading out on the roads.
All right, I know not everyone has liked it so far, but it has been a perfect winter for snow lovers and skiers. Despite some recent warmer weather and a little bit of rain, every ski hill in the region remains open for the entirety of March break. CTV's Tyler Fleming went to Camp Fortune for a snapshot on how kids are enjoying the week off.
It is a textbook March break for anyone hitting the slopes.
It's a perfect day for skiing.
Spending time with my dad and my sister.
Evelyn and Jackson's opening run at Camp Fortune, a full rip.
I just like jumps.
Jeez, I almost ate it. I didn't see the jump. Their father, Chris, says this winter has been exceptional at all resorts around the region.
A lot of nice bluebird days and great conditions on the hill.
It's been an awesome season. Great snow, hardly any rain at all to mention. The groomers took care of everything. Great year.
Many hills offer programs this week, too, like Freestyle Ontario.
We can learn how to do new tricks.
So what is freestyle?
It's doing flips, spins, skiing backwards, doing rails and boxes.
Whether it's hitting rails,
You can go pretty fast.
challenging yourself,
My goal for today is to do a black diamond.
or smashing the slalom, little Lachlan will tell you it's all about having fun.
I like the speed. I like the hills.
It's good to get kids outdoors.
All right, I'm entering the park here, and I want to represent here. I'm going to show you my mad skills. I'm aiming for a backflip.
It's been a while, and I'm rusty, but...
Woo! What a jump!
yeah, not me.
Max is the one who actually did the backflip. I can't do it.
Meet friends Theo, Max, and the other Max, who know exactly what to do and offer advice.
If you put enough effort in, you're going to get there.
Just like the fun of trying something new and going over your head, too.
And a winter of great conditions can go a long way.
They are amazing, especially for March. It's nice and cold, so the snow's not super sticky. The jumps are fast.
Mont Cascade, Edelweiss, Vorlage, Calabogie, and Mount Packingham are open, many with plenty of time left in the season. Tyler Fleming, CTV News.
Well, iPhone users will soon be introduced to a batch of new emojis. I'm so excited for this. I'm always excited when I get new emojis. They will include the trombone, the treasure test, a distorted face, a hairy creature, a fight cloud, the orca, and landslide. And for a little fun, we thought we'd be sharing with you our favorite emojis, but we also want to see yours as well. And some of you wrote in, and here's what you had to say.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see here. So Richard says, my favorite one is the good morning.
Oh, I love that, Richard. Good morning emoji back at you.
And that one is, it's a great way to start the day. Nice little positivity, bright note.
And you know what? I don't even know it was called Good Morning. It's Sunrise Over Mountains.
Oh, well, there you go.
Beautiful.
What a beautiful name.
Great, I love that. Danielle says, I like this one because it looks so cute and happy.
Dun, da, da, da.
Oh, yes, that's a good one. That is a good one.
And unfortunately, our producer, Cassie's not going to like that I say this, but it kind of looks like a minion a little bit.
It does,
you know?
yeah.
It's like a nerd, it's called Nerd Face.
Called Nerd Face, okay.
A little minion-like, but very good. All right, let's keep it going. Helen says, I am very simple. The emoji with the heart. Send it always because I want everyone to feel my love. Come on, pop it up.
Yes.
Yeah.
I use this one a lot too. Just the plain red heart. It's like just a simple gesture of love.
Sometimes
heart.
that's all you need, just a
Yeah.
heart, and everything has been said through emoji, which you
Absolutely.
love.
I do. And Luke says, good morning. I love to share recipes with my family, so I use this one for great tasting.
Is it the tongue? Yeah.
Oh, love it. Yummy, yummy. Face savoring food is what this emoji is called. So particular with this one.
Yeah, I mean,
love it.
What we've been told so far with the actual names of these emojis, they are quite fitting, but they're pretty funny.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, let's keep this conversation going. We are asking you for what is your favorite emoji and why, and of course send the emoji to us so we know which one you're talking about. Send us your comments to yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca. And the Ottawa Charge have extended an invitation to a pair of global superstars. We'll tell you more about the Charge's invitation to the Stars of Heated Rivalry coming up next. Here's a live look at our sky cam this morning. And no, you're not seeing things. Yes, that is a little bit of snow flying around on our cameras this morning. Chance of flurries in through the day ahead. Cold right now, feels closer to -11. Good morning, Ottawa. Happy Thursday. It is 6:49.
There is something special in every area. Join us for your neighborhood as we spotlight the people and places that bring the National Capital Region to life.
Your neighborhood on CTV Your Morning Ottawa. Brought to you in part by the Clemo. Choose the Clemo and start living your life your way.
Lured by lies of fast cash.
What did you think was in the bag?
Trapping young Canadians.
She's a 19-year-old girl.
As unsuspecting drug mules.
People pay a lot of money for cocaine.
W5 goes deep inside Hong Kong.
There are 4 Canadians in prison right now.
To uncover a crime syndicate.
She wants us to expose these people.
Hunting for traffickers.
They just asked me to find people for them?
Here at home, W5's Avery Haynes investigates. Saturday at 7 on CTV and Crave.
And it is time now for your morning fix. And the Ottawa Charge put out an official invitation to the stars of heated rivalry, hoping to go from the cottage, yes. I had to say it like that, to the stadium.
I was going to ask you, Onda, will you come to my cottage this summer? Don't go to Russia. Come to my house. We'll have so much fun. It's so private. No one will know.
So the Charge posting on social media, having some fun playing off that much loved scene in the hugely popular Crave show. The team is inviting the show's co-stars Hudson Williams and actor Connor Story to an upcoming game here in the capital against the Montreal Victoire. It will be Ottawa's only game this season that will be played at the Canadian Tire Centre, and it's happening on April 3rd. No word yet, though, whether Story and Williams or either of them will attend. So you didn't see it in the clip, but what happens after is then Rozanov calls Hollander and in his very Russian great accent says, "I'm coming to the cottage." So that's the iconic line of like, "I'm coming to the cottage." It's
right.
So good.
And I mean, like, all for the Charge, like trying to reach out and do it. They are probably so inundated with so many requests, but how cool would it be if they were able to come to the capital? And especially with them maybe shooting here next year, it could be a perfect segue.
Absolutely, because the rumors are for season 2, the players are going to be traded to the Ottawa team. They're not the Ottawa Senators, they're the Ottawa something else. But yeah, so we never know. We'll have to wait and see. Well, a Saskatchewan-born auctioneer is getting another crack at a world championship.
I was second last year, and I was third in 2014. So it's a very, very, very difficult contest to win, but I'm really gunning for it, hoping that 2026 is my year.
Brennan Jack will be headed south to the World Livestock Auctioneer Championship in June. This will be his 11th time there, and he won't be the only Canadian. An auctioneer from southern Alberta will also be there as well. The 2-day event is split into 2 parts. Day 1, competitors face 3 questions to answer to their best of their knowledge. And then the second day, it's what auctioneers do best, sales, when they actually have to sell livestock. Jack says there's an art to it, and a good auctioneer knows the product that they're selling and has a good rhythmical chant that can move sales along, but is also clear so people know what their prices are.
And I mean, if you've ever even attempted to, even as a joke or legitimately be an auctioneer, because we've done events in the past, it is not easy. It takes skill. And again, that's a perfect example of know your product, because that's how you're able to do well. If you like don't really know what you're talking about, then you're you're in a bad position.
Absolutely. And from when we host MC events, I'm always like, I hope there's an auctioneer, because I don't like doing it. It's so hard. Like, it's such an art. It's so hard to do.
I agree completely.
So if you've ever had an e-document to sign or use 2-factor authorization, you have a Canadian to thank, and he's being honored with the biggest prize in computing. Quantum pioneer and Canadian computer scientist Gilles Brassard, along with an American colleague, received the AM Turing Award, often referred to as the Nobel Prize of Computing, for their cryptography work that dates back to 1984 and formed the foundation of encryption technology used today. The pair also received a $1 million U.S. prize.
$1 million U.S. prize.
Right, you got to add that U.S. in there, absolutely.
And also amazing, because those e-signed documents have been so clutch, and they're so easy, and you used to have to maybe go on FaceTime and send documents, so what an absolute amazing idea that came to life.
So cool.
All right, let's take a peek outside. It is our final full day of winter. Oh, but you know, it doesn't really look like it.
No, just seeing snow out there, no problem.
Look at that, a beautiful spring, almost summer-like day out there, I'd say.
Yes.
That's not true. Stay with us. The Taylor Glass Skycam showing more snowfall on the way. We'll be right back. It's Thursday, March 19th. One person has died after a collision in the city's West End on Wednesday night.
A taxi scam is on the rise in Ottawa, and police believe the capital is now a hotspot for targets.
Plus, how will a provincial government move to allow folks to bring their own booze to events this summer? Will it impact your local festivals? Your Morning Ottawa starts and continues right now. Your Morning Ottawa starts, it continues, and it ends at some point. Welcome.
Absolutely.
I'm Will. Hey, hello.
I'm Melissa Lamb, and happy Thursday to all of you. We're obviously feeling the pre-Friday feels.
Yes, definitely. It's funny how that happens. As soon as you get closer and closer, the Friday feelings just come out into effect, and we're not even halfway through the Thursday show yet.
Pretty soon.
Yes, but pretty soon we'll be there.
It's continuing and starting.
And then it will end at some point.
Absolutely.
All right, full details on the rest of our show coming up. We'll start with our news headlines this morning. Switching gears, Ottawa paramedics say that they have confirmed that one person has died after a head-on collision in the city's West End. First responders say a person with critical injuries was pronounced dead at the scene of a crash last night. A stretch of Carling Avenue near Moody Drive had to be shut down for the investigation. No word yet on the identity of the deceased or what caused the collision. A taxi scam is on the rise here in Ottawa, and police believe the capital is now a hot spot to target. So fake taxis and customers are approaching people asking for help to pay for cab fare. They're offering cash in exchange for using your debit card, but that's where the scam occurs. They quickly swap your bank card with a fake and then gain access to your PIN and your money. Ottawa police say that it can happen very quickly.
You punch in your PIN, they give you a different debit card that matches your bank, trying to fool you. Once you leave, they go right to a bank and start withdrawing money. They've trapped your PIN number in their machine, and they have your legitimate card, so they can hurry up and withdraw quite a bit of cash.
Police are reminding residents that every legitimate cab will always have a roof sign, an ID number, and a taxi plate, and they will always accept cash as payment. Other cities like Kingston are also warning about these taxi scams.
The spillover from the war in Iran is intensifying in Lebanon, where chaos and terror is being felt in Beirut. An Ottawa man is among the Canadians trying to flee the country as Israel escalates its ground attacks and airstrikes. Israeli forces leveled a 10-story apartment building in Beirut about an hour after issuing an evacuation notice. Israel claimed the building was being used by Hezbollah. Lebanese officials say at least 10 people were killed. Ottawa man Ahmad Araji is in Beirut. He describes the terrifying moments in a nearby hotel when the attack happened.
It was devastating, like having the front desk in my hotel and security knock on every single door, telling us to evacuate, going down, people on the streets running, screaming. It was intense. That's the least to say. It was very scary.
After this recent attack, Araji says he has started the process of trying to get a flight back home as the situation in Lebanon becomes worse.
U.S. intelligence leaders have now been grilled on how imminent the threat from Iran was before the war began.
Was it the assessment of the intelligence community that there was a, quote, imminent nuclear threat posed by the Iranian regime, yes or no?
Senator, the only person who can determine what is and is not an imminent threat is the president.
False.
Trump's intelligence director, Tulsi Gabbard, says it's not her job to determine what is an imminent threat. It comes as her chief of staff, Joe Kent, just resigned in protest, suggesting U.S. President Donald Trump was duped into war, blaming Israel. Two teenagers in two different provinces are facing charges for allegedly plotting violent attacks at their schools. Police in Bridgewater, Nova Scotia arrested a 15-year-old after they were tipped off by Interpol and the FBI about an online conversation talking about carrying out attacks. Police searched a home in the town and they say they found plans, imitation weapons, and clothing with hate symbols. A 14-year-old in Manitoba has been charged with uttering threats. A rural school in Rivers, Manitoba was said to be targeted.
The Bank of Canada is maintaining its key rate at 2.25%. The central bank says the war in the Middle East has increased volatility in global energy prices and financial markets.
The Canadian economy continues to face heightened uncertainty related to U.S. trade policy and geopolitical risks. Now the war in Iran has added a new layer of uncertainty.
The Bank of Canada will make its next interest rate decision at the end of April and also put out a more detailed economic outlook for the country. GO train service in Mississauga has resumed this morning after a tragic accident involving a young boy Wednesday afternoon.
He and another young child were on some sort of a motorized bike in the area. There were two people present. He was riding, whether it be a pocket bike, gas or electric powered, I'm not really certain at the time of the collision.
Peel police say a boy around 12 or 13 years old was hit by a westbound GO train. He died at the scene. Police say it appears the child went around the barriers and tried to cross the tracks when he was hit. They are reminding families to talk to their children about being mindful of their surroundings on motorized bikes and scooters, especially at rail crossings. The City of Ottawa saw an uptick in the number of drivers caught running red lights at intersections during January. City statistics show slightly more than 3,500 tickets were issued through red light cameras in January, up from around 2,800 tickets during the same month the year before. Ottawa has 85 red light cameras across the city. The busiest one is on King Edward Avenue northbound at St. Andrew. And there's nothing like a quiet day at the spa.
Oh, I think he loves it. Oh, what a little cutie.
Oh my goodness.
And he's like legitimately smiling.
Oh yeah.
So everybody, this is Zero. He's a baby alligator getting a scrub with a toothbrush, as you see. Zero is at the Reptile Zoo in Fountain Valley, California. This apex predator sure seemed, we'll call it, very relaxed and was much enjoying the spa day.
Absolutely. It's probably like a nice little exfoliation, right? With toothbrush on their scaly skin.
I love that too. Just completely content. Reptiles need that love too.
Oh my goodness. Who doesn't like, a nice little day at the spa though? Who isn't smiling when they're at the spa?
They are the best days.
Absolutely. And we do have your weather picture for today, and Kathy sent this to us. It's a walk along the Ottawa River with our senior group. This was happening on March 18th of this year. Thank you, Kathy.
Weather picture brought to you by Box Me Up. Moving, staging, renovating, just box me up.
And of course, we love seeing your weather pictures, and you could be featured right here on the show. Snap those pics and send them in to us, weathershots@ctv.ca. Again, that email address is weathershots@ctv.ca. And in our forecast today, a bit of a cold start to your morning. It will warm up into the afternoon, and at least we will be above that freezing mark. Currently sitting at -6 here in the city. With that wind chill this hour, it does feel closer to -11. Out in the valley, also feeling like -11. Feels like 0 in Kingston this hour, -5 currently in Brockville. -7 is how it feels out along the Seaway. So we are seeing some light flurries, some light snow. That is what we will see throughout the course of the day today. So we're going to see periods of light snow, light flurries right through into your afternoon today. We could see 1 to 3 centimeters of snow. This system could even change to rain late this afternoon as temperatures do warm up. So we could see some snow showers, some wet snow, or even a little bit of rain. We could see 1 to 3 millimeters of rain in the forecast for us today. It will then clear up in through the evening hours. Still a chance of flurries overnight. And then tomorrow morning, yes, more snow on the way. It looks like it could start as freezing rain. You can see this band of pink on your screen. We could see that freezing rain start around 7, 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, followed by some snow. And it's going to kind of linger in through the afternoon. So periods of light snow on the way starting tomorrow morning. We could see 2 up to 4 centimeters for your Friday forecast. And of course, tomorrow is when spring officially arrives, and it's going to feel a little more like winter than spring. A daytime high of 2 degrees for us today. We are seeing those light flurries, which we will see into the afternoon. Similar temperatures throughout the region. Temperatures really ranging from 4 degrees in Trenton to 2 degrees in Ottawa, 3 for the Valley, and same out in Brockville for today. Kittagan-Zibi also sitting at 3 degrees 0 for Mont-Tremblant. Over the next couple of days, temps kind of all over the map. That's what we will continue to say. Some cold days, some warmer days. Overnight dropping to -5. 1 is the high for tomorrow. Again, that freezing rain in the morning around 8, 9 o'clock, and then we could see periods of light snow, 2 to 4 centimeters. Warming up and through the weekend, 4 and 6 degrees are the daytime highs. So more average-like conditions as we head throughout the weekend forecast. As we head into next week, nice and sunny to start off your work week.
7-day weather forecast brought to you by Davidson Hearing Aid Centers, celebrating over 80 years in family business.
Here's a look at your roads this morning on your snowy drive-in. And yes, we're seeing some light flurries out there, but so far so good. No major issues east to west when you are heading out on the drive-in this hour.
Thanks, Melissa. Well, on Tuesday, the provincial government said that it would be expanding bring your own event permits.
What we're saying is if you want to go to a park, if you want to go to a cultural event, then you can have a glass of wine and a beer. You want to bring your own wine, that's fine.
So Premier Doug Ford said this would allow people to bring their own alcohol to events. Tara Shannon is the executive director of the Ottawa Festival Network, and she joins us this morning to talk about this. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
So once you heard this announcement, obviously many people are talking about it. What are you hearing so far with regards to those comments?
Yeah, as the kids say, my phone's been blowing up. I mean, our members have been calling just with concern or just wanting to understand what does this actually mean, what is the actual impact, and we're so early on that there are no actual answers. We're not really sure how this practically will play out yet, but yeah, so people are wondering what's going on.
Yeah, and I think when people see this immediately, you just start going down the rabbit hole of what does it actually mean. So practically, does this just mean that people can start bringing their own booze to events in the city?
No, not immediately, no. So, I mean, we will follow the lead of the city. The city really will figure out how they're going to add this permit option and stuff like that. And so the Festival Network's position is, to support that process and to provide as much information as we can and to just make sure that the festivals that rely on alcohol sales are not negatively impacted by any new permitting.
Right, because a big part of the story is so many of these festivals actually rely on the sales of the alcohol so they can continue future events. Now, do you see any difference between smaller and bigger events when it comes to allowing alcohol at the events themselves?
Yeah, for sure. We have so many events here in Ottawa, and lots of them they don't sell alcohol right now. So maybe it'll be a nice situation for if we go take in the event, we grab a bottle of wine and go and put a blanket on the grass. There are certain circumstances where maybe this will be a really great thing.
And we talk about that where it can be a really positive thing, and the trust of our citizens to be capable of doing something like this. On the flip side, do you see this going badly in any cases, regardless, with the festivals or in the city allowing us to bring our own alcohol to events?
I mean, I think we have things in place right now like Smart Serve to help us as a community all try to drink responsibly, together and stuff. So, there are some real considerations about how this actually plays out in public places, but we're so, like I said, we're so early on to know what will actually be the options, to know for sure. So what I'm telling my members is just, to just take a beat, take a breath. Nothing's going to affect, your festivals right now or this season, and just try not to panic about it and just wait for the city to do what it needs to do to just take in the information, because we didn't have there was no forewarning of this or preparation for it.
Of course.
So there'll be lots of consultation with all of public health and public policy and public safety and everybody involved to make sure that it is implemented in a responsible way, and and to maybe add that option where it might make sense.
Yeah, and a part of the story that at least we do know at this point is that you will still need a permit to be able to have your own alcohol at events like this. Overall, do you, with details still to be shared, do you like the concept in general?
I mean, it'll come down to the events themselves deciding if they want that. I mean, there's a part of me that, there's a romanticism to it, right? There's a romanticism to, there's a film playing in the park, or there's some live music and stuff that you just can bring your own alcohol and enjoy that. But, in my world every day, we're fighting to make sure there is the film in the park and there is the live music in the park. So, we need to sustainably support our creative industries so that those scenarios where you can bring your alcohol can actually happen.
Yeah, I think that's the perfect way to put it, whilst being as responsible as possible. Will kind of come that to fruition, especially with this just being announced today. I really appreciate you coming in and shining a light on it today.
Thanks for having me.
Melissa, over to you.
Well, coming up on Your Morning Ottawa, tipping culture and tipping customers towards resentment.
I used to love tipping extra for really good service, and I feel like that's kind of gone away now.
A new survey suggests Canadians want the culture to change. We'll bring you those details right after the break. Here's a live look over Centennial Glat Skycam this morning. And yes, we are seeing some light snow to start off your day. A little cold out there as well. Feels like -11. Good morning, Ottawa. Happy Thursday. It is 7:50.
Welcome back, everybody. Here's some of the top stories we're following today on Your Morning Ottawa. Ottawa paramedics say that one person has died after a collision in the city's West End. It happened at a crash near Carling and Moody Drive. Ottawa police are warning of a taxi scam that's popping up in the capital. Officers say that fake taxis and customers are scamming unsuspecting victims by swapping out their debit cards. And the Bank of Canada is maintaining its key interest rate. Governor Tiff Macklem says the war in the Middle East is creating a lot of uncertainty in the global markets. It is our final day of winter. Spring is tomorrow. Melissa, what do we got?
Well, it'll definitely feel like winter today and through tomorrow as well. We're seeing some light flurries out there this morning. That's what we will see throughout the course of the day. We could see 1 up to 3 centimeters of snow today, and then changing to rain late this afternoon as temperatures do warm up, a high of 2 degrees into the late part of your afternoon. On your roads this morning, traffic is still looking decent despite seeing some light scattered flurries out there. It's smooth sailing east to west. The good news is we are collision free.
All right, now to a story that has a lot of people talking. Tipping just used to be a no-brainer for so many of us. You leave a little extra money for some great service, but now there's an expectation to leave a tip in places where it wasn't expected before. And a new survey suggests that Canadians are fed up with a majority wanting to get rid of tipping culture altogether. A new study commissioned by H&R Block finds that nearly 2/3 of Canadians say that they've reached their tipping point, literally, and are now questioning if it's time to get rid of tipping altogether.
A lot of Canadians say they're pretty much done with tipping.
I think it should be included in the price. You shouldn't be asked to tip.
Just because you're doing your job doesn't mean you need to be tipped for doing your job.
Many businesses implemented suggesting tipping options during the pandemic, but now the expectation to leave a tip has some customers saying it's gone too far.
I used to love tipping extra for really good service, and I feel like that's kind of gone away now. Even for bare minimum service, they expect 18-20%.
And they're not alone. A new survey by H&R Block finds 2/3 of Canadians want to do away with the practice. And nearly 9 out of 10 people say they resent businesses that ask for tips at places where they don't feel tipping is necessary. And 4 out of 10 people say they avoid going to places that ask for tips at the register, like fast food places, coffee shops, or self-service counters.
I go to Chuck's here quite a bit. They don't ask for a tip, and the service is fantastic.
At Chuck's Deli and Convenience at train yards, tips aren't expected, but appreciated.
They have a tip jar, which is optional at the counter, which I do quite often with them because the ladies are fabulous.
The owner believes all tips should be left up to his customers.
Some good customers like to, and some people they don't. They walk out without tipping. One guy, construction worker guys, he grabbed a $50 and he put it for the lady. So you never know.
Chicken, pickle, vegetable?
But getting rid of tipping could affect the day-to-day operations in the service industry, and at restaurants, it could mean higher prices for customers to offset the loss of income to employees.
I would assume it would be included in the price. I mean, minimum wage is quite high already, so if tipping were to be taken away, I don't know what that would look like. I don't know what the workforce would look like for that.
But many say the tip options make them feel guilty or pressured.
Even though we feel annoyed by this question for the tip on the machine, 57% of us, so more than half of us, will give a tip anyway.
And switching gears now, iPhone users will be introduced to a batch of new emojis.
My crew is fire. I roll with like crying tears face. He's cool as hell. Thumbs up. That's my OG, original gangster. The eyes like this. That's my dog, okay? And 100 with 2 lines under it, that's my day one.
My crew. So these will come in the next iOS update. They include the trombone, the treasure chest, distorted face, hairy creature, fight cloud, the orca, and landslide. So what are your thoughts on the new emojis, and which ones did you use most? And you know what? We are actually going to be sharing the ones that we use the most because we want everyone to know what we have. And I didn't even know what my most used ones were, but we're going to start with yours.
Yeah, absolutely. So we were asked to share a screenshot of our most used emoji. So here are mine. Oh, they didn't blank any out. I thought they were going to cover some. Guys, I don't even know what to say about about this. Football makes sense. I told you I like the hearts and the hand with the hearts, the love arrow, the ballet shoes, and like some of them I'm not going to talk about. Crying face. Talked about that one. Love crying face.
There's the football for Nigel.
Kisses, confused, shopping, duh, diamonds, hello, crying, laughing out loud. My other ones aren't on there, which, oh yeah, there it is, the little face at the bottom with the football. See how there's like the teary-eyed, like emotional?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
That was the one that you're talking about.
Those were the ones I
earlier.
knew heart, emotional, and crying face, I knew I used those a lot, and they are all there.
I can confirm that top left one, the crying face, has been sent many times to me. We send that one back and forth. It's either the crying face of that or the full one of laughter.
Absolutely. And the bow, I know, is when we are talking about our daughter Lola in my conversations with my husband, because she's such a little like princess. At the moment, she's like, bow. Like that just defines Lola for us.
Oh, so cute. It's amazing how much your emojis can say so much about you.
Okay, let's see yours
All
now,
right, let's
Will.
pop mine out. Let's see if any of mine are blanked out.
Oh, surfer.
Hey, there's the surfer guy in the top left corner. I feel like the surfer guy, as well as the crying, like the half crying, like laughing emoji is the one that I use the most. There is one on the second level you'll see that we blurred out for you. This is a PG show.
Oh, yeah.
But it gets used many times, probably for my bestest friends.
Okay.
Maybe sometimes some family members. And then the one right underneath that is the yellow household favorite emoji, which I can't believe our viewers haven't wrote in yet.
Right.
It's the poop emoji.
The poop emoji. I mean, those are some great emojis there. You have the eyes, you have the fire, the 100.
Oh, okay.
Sideways laughing.
And then the bottom, very bottom right one where the guy's going, one of our many talented members here in our team, Steve, that is our signature move that he comes in, and if something's going wrong, it's just the way it is.
Cartwheel, can you explain that one to me, though?
Yeah, so the cartwheel is gymnastics, because I like to do competitive CrossFit, usually. And that one is actually used primarily to send those things in, or it's actually, that one's used mostly on like Instagram stories or something in posts as opposed to text. So they must pull that from when you use it at any time.
Well, we've pulled some brand new emojis that we're going to show you for the first time that are going to be offered very soon. So we're very excited about these emojis that you can start using.
Oh my God!
We have the smoldering emoji, the bruh. We have pondering, and we have the oopsies, I split my pants emoji. So these are going to be my new favorite emojis. I only wish they could be available for everybody else to use.
Okay. Guinness, I need a sponsorship ASAP for this new emoji. Number one.
That face of yours smoldering, like that, you nailed that.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
and
that
is thanks to our behind-the-scenes crew, who usually likes to send me those each and every day, then print it off and put it on my computer.
And it's like you don't realize because you're talking, and then you'll just have like a moment where we can screenshot, and you're like, smoldering.
Wow.
Love it.
Did you have a favorite one of those new brand new emojis in
I
mind?
must say the split my pants is probably my all-time favorite. I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to compete with that. That was just like the oopsies. Oopsies. I split my pants on live TV emoji.
Oh my.
My favorite. Surprise to you.
Yeah, I love those new emojis. I feel like somehow too our crew is gonna get those into
It's going to be in the Your Morning Ottawa group chat. This is our new set of emojis that we will be using.
Oh man. Well,
which one's your favorite out of there?
I mean, that is a killer smolder, if I do have to say so myself.
Smolder. A little Zoolander in there as well.
And bro, I think I need a haircut on that one. So that must have been from way back when.
Well, coming up here on Your Morning Ottawa, we are looking at 3 homes on the market in the region, all under $600,000. So the Bennett Real Estate Rundown is coming up next, and our guest is standing by in the Your Morning Ottawa Lazy Boy Lounge. Here's a live look at our sky cam this morning. I feel like at this point it's a snow cam because we're seeing light flurries out there. Morning Ottawa, it is 7:27.
Bruh.
Good morning and happy Thursday, everyone. I'm Melissa Lamb.
I'm Will Aiello. Rosie is off today and throughout the next couple of weeks. And coming up shortly, we got the one, the only, Brett Liscombe, coming in to talk about some homes that are in the market. And he's the best that it gets. And I love the way that he describes the homes. If you're interested in maybe what's happening, they're for a very good price, too.
Absolutely. Everything under $600,000. So some great options, and even some that are a little bit cheaper. So some great options for like all the buyers on their lists.
We like that. So Melissa will have that interview coming up shortly. We'll continue with our news headlines on your Thursday morning. Ottawa paramedics say, and they have confirmed that one person has died after a head-on collision in the West End. First responders say a person with critical injuries was pronounced dead at the scene of a crash last night. A stretch of Carling Avenue near Moody Drive had to be shut down for the investigation. No word yet on the identity of the deceased or what caused the collision. A taxi scam is on the rise right here in Ottawa, and police believe the capital is now a hot spot to target.
The last few days, it's been outside the universities, Carleton and Ottawa U. There's been 3 cases just around the university getting young students. They've also hit outside of Walmart. They've hit outside Billings Bridge.
So here it is. Ottawa police say that fake taxis and customers have been approaching people asking for help to pay for cab fare. They offer cash in exchange for your debit card, but that's where the scam happens. They quickly swap your bank card with a fake, then they gain access to your PIN and your money. Customers say that they are on the lookout.
You have to be so cautious with everywhere you go now. Yeah, you're always on the lookout. You hear all these horror stories.
I look at the operator ID to see if it looks like the person, and sometimes if I'm really not comfortable, I will try and see what I can find online.
Kingston police are also warning of a taxi scam taking place near Queen's University.
The spillover from the war in Iran is intensifying in Lebanon, where chaos and terror is being felt in Beirut. An Ottawa man is among the Canadians trying to flee the country as Israel escalates its ground attacks and airstrikes. Israeli forces leveled a 10-story apartment building in Beirut about an hour after issuing an evacuation notice. Israel claimed the building was being used by Hezbollah. Lebanese officials say at least 10 people were killed. Ottawa man Ahmad Araji is in Beirut. He describes the terrifying moments in a nearby hotel when the attack happened.
It was devastating, like having the front desk in my hotel and security knock on every single door, telling us to evacuate, going down, people on the streets running, screaming. It was intense. That's the least to say. It was very scary.
After this recent attack, Araji says he has started the process of trying to get a flight back home as the situation in Lebanon is getting worse.
The Bank of Canada is maintaining its key rate at 2.25%. The central bank says the war in the Middle East has increased volatility in the global energy prices and financial markets.
The Canadian economy continues to face heightened uncertainty related to U.S. trade policy and geopolitical risks. Now the war in Iran has added a new layer of uncertainty.
The Bank of Canada will make its next interest rate decision at the end of April and also put out a more detailed economic outlook for the entire country.
Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre is set to appear on Joe Rogan's podcast. Poilievre revealed in a social media post yesterday that he had recently sat down with Rogan. He shared this photo with the caption, "Fought for Canadian workers and Canadian interests on the world's biggest podcast." Today, Poilievre is at an event in New York, expected to deliver a keynote speech on Canada-U.S. relationships.
The driver of a tractor-trailer was taken to hospital after a crash on Highway 17 in Renfrew. OPP say the driver of a tractor-trailer crashed near the Bonnechere River Bridge on Highway 17 yesterday afternoon. Police say that the crash resulted in an oil spill. The driver of the truck was taken to hospital just as a precaution. No other vehicles were involved in the crash.
The city of Ottawa saw an uptick in the number of drivers caught running red lights at intersections during January. City statistics show slightly more than 3,500 tickets were issued through red light cameras in January, up from around 2,800 tickets during the same month the year before. Ottawa has 85 red light cameras across the city. The busiest one is on King Edward Avenue, northbound at St. Andrew.
Tipping prompts are popping up everywhere, and many customers say that the expectation to tip has gone too far.
I think it should be included in the price. You shouldn't be asked to tip.
Just because you're doing your job doesn't mean you need to be tipped for doing your job.
I used to love tipping extra for really good service, and I feel like that's kind of gone away now.
Mixed reaction amongst many people. A new survey by H&R Block reported that 2/3 of Canadians want to do away with the practice altogether. The survey also finds nearly 9 out of 10 people say they resent businesses that ask for tips at places where they don't feel tipping is necessary. And then 4 out of 10 people have changed where they're spending their money, saying they avoid going to places that even ask for a tip at the register, like fast food places, bakeries, or even self-serve counters.
Well, there's no doubt that Hudson Williams was dressed to the nines at the Oscars.
Fashion is just a way for me to feel more like myself in that moment. sometimes it helps to kind of push myself into a mood that I want to aspire to feel a little bit more.
Classic. We're just going cute, and then we have probably one of the most beautiful shoes from Louis Vuitton.
Sexy.
Yeah, we'll include our beautiful Bulgari serpentine watch. We'll have a beautiful brooch. This is what we're working with, and this is more of our hero tray over here. I don't know if you got that beautiful.
Vanity Fair caught up with the heated rivalry star before his debut appearance on the Oscars red carpet. Williams rocked an all-black Balenciaga suit with a Bulgari brooch.
He looked very fashion forward on the red carpet, and then I love their Oscar after parties outfits. Connor Story and Hudson Williams both had like sheer tops.
Right.
So like a little sheer so you could see the muscles, which was, fans were big fans of it.
That's right.
Fans really loved that they were able to see the muscles through the sheer shirts.
Yeah, because they were all kind of the same theme for the after party, right? But not for the red carpet.
No, the red carpet.
They were dressed a little differently for that.
Sophisticated,
yes,
absolutely, and Balenciaga, and yeah, so many beautiful fashion choices.
You wouldn't want to be wearing the after party outfit probably today.
No, you still need the winter parka and the winter boots. Yeah, so kids are heading to school today. Dress warmly. It's a little cold out there. Still seeing some flurries. We will see that rain snow mix into the afternoon. And then, unfortunately, as spring arrives tomorrow, more snow on the way. It's just not letting up. -6 is where temps are sitting right now, but factor in that wind chill does feel closer to -11. So still a little chilly to start off your morning. Same within Pembroke. 0 currently is how it feels in Kingston. -6 in Brockville. -7 along the Seaway. Still dealing with those light flurries, and that's what we will kind of see off and on throughout the morning into your afternoon. Some scattered flurries kind of here and there. Very light snow, but we could still see 1 to 3 centimeters of accumulation. We could even see a change to rain or some wet snow later on today as temperatures do warm up above that freezing mark. So a little mixture into the late part of your afternoon. Overnight, partly cloudy skies, and then into your day tomorrow, we are expecting some freezing rain. It looks like between 8 and 9 a.m. we could see a little bit of end of freezing rain in the forecast, changing to snow as temperatures do drop down a little bit, and we could see snow for quite a few hours tomorrow. 2 up to 4 centimeters. So snowy morning tomorrow into your afternoon. It won't clear up until the evening hours. For kids who are still heading to school today, or maybe you're heading off to an outdoor camp, here's what you can expect. Temperatures have around 0 and 1 throughout the early morning hours. And again, still a chance of those scattered flurries this morning. We could see it change to rain late this afternoon. Around 3-4 p.m. is when we could see the system change to rain, but temperatures having around 2 degrees into your afternoon. Temperatures very similar across the region, really ranging from 4 in Trenton, 3 for Kingston, Kemptville, Brockville, 2 out along the Seaway for today. Same with us here in Ottawa. 3 is your daytime high in the valley, 2 degrees as well over in Gatineau. Over the next couple of days, temperatures all over the place, but tomorrow as spring arrives at 10:46 a.m., it's looking more like winter. Those scattered flurries today, 1 to 3 centimeters. 2 is the high, -5 is the low. 1 is the high for tomorrow. And again, we are expecting 2 to 4 centimeters of snow throughout the day. As we head into the weekend, slightly warmer, we could see some rain mixed in with some wet snow.
All right, so we have multiple seasons in the next 24 hours, but it looks like they're sharing the same season. When will we see some relief and warmer temperatures to stay? Melissa, I'm putting in my official request for double-digit daytime highs in sunshine in the next 10 days. There, I think that's a fair request. Let's take a look at your roads on this Thursday morning commute, and nothing major to report at this time with the change of the temperatures going from beneath to above the freezing mark. That's when we could see some messy precipitation. So starting off with some flurries this morning, which you're seeing if you're outside or just peeking out your window. And then we start to see maybe a little bit of some sleet showers. So rain mixed with some snowfall in there. So we could see the roads start to take a little bit of a slippery route as we get to our commute home. So just be extra cautious this morning.
Traffic brought to you by Presler Injury Lawyers. 1-800-JUSTICE.
Well, today's Bennett Real Estate Rundown focuses on affordability, showcasing 3 homes across the Ottawa area, all under $600,000, from a condo townhome in the city to a newer townhome in Emberham to even a fully detached home in Smiths Falls. These listings really show what buyers can achieve in today's market. So joining us this morning, we have Brett Liscombe with more. Good morning to you.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I love it that you're making these houses, like you're showing us some properties that are still very affordable for first-time home buyers or, you know, anybody who's really looking in the market.
Well, beauty is in the eye of the beholder a lot. I think a lot of people think bigger is better necessarily when it comes to real estate, but oftentimes there's other factors that play into that, whether it be location in comparison to where you work or maybe kids' daycare or family. So I think some of these options we're going to see today offer value in maybe not the traditional sense.
Yeah, okay, I love that. Our first property, tell us more about this one.
Yeah, so here we have a beautiful condo town here. So this is located at Southdale Crescent, which is, for anybody who doesn't know, kind of near Walkley and Hawthorne in that area. So the benefit of having a condominium townhome is that you have reliable cost on a month-to-month basis. So you don't have to worry about things like the roof and the windows and the doors. So you're able to just go ahead and kind of focus on the interior of the home, in which you can see in some of these photos, they've gone ahead and done that. They've made some small updates throughout the home with some lighting and things of that nature, which really kind of make it feel a little bit fresher. And the one thing I do enjoy about this area in particular is its location. It's close to the Queensway, so you're downtown in 10 minutes. You have access to Lansdowne within 5 minutes. A lot of different options out there, and you can see here they've also finished the basement to give you added space. So a great opportunity to get into the market, or maybe you're looking to downsize, something that's relatively affordable.
And a great price on this one as well, and a very newly renovated inside, which you mentioned.
Exactly. It's something that's hard to beat, especially a lot of people don't like to put more money into homes if they're already making a substantial investment. So this ticks some of the boxes.
I love that. Okay, up next we are looking at one on Fourchette.
Yes, so this is in Russell. So this is a townhome in Russell. So Russell and Embrun in that area has seen a lot of growth over the course of time with amenities and grocery stores and restaurants and banks and everything that comes along with it. And you can see in this photo here, I love how they have the diagonal pattern of the floors across. Really elongates the space and draws the eye to those big windows in the back. So this is a property that's done some substantial updates significantly to the areas where people typically spend money. Bathrooms, you can see the new standalone tub, the new tile in the shower, the water features, the new lighting. And I love how they have 2 windows in the big bedroom here. What it does allow is for natural light throughout the day, so you don't have to rely on lighting in the winter and some of those times. And this is just another little small touch, but it goes a long way with regards to added storage in a laundry room, so you don't have your knickknacks and your soaps all over the place.
Oh, I love it. And last but not least,
we're heading out west right now to Smith Falls. So this is a home that if you were in Chapel Hill North or you were in Bridlewood, this house would be over $1 million. And this is a situation where the further out you go, the more space and the more value you get. You can see the large lot here, plenty of room for the kids to go out and play. You can see that 3-season room off the back here. Hardwood floors throughout, which really help if you have allergic pets. You don't have to worry about that dander. And the thing I love about this house the most is that we're going to see here they've updated the kitchen. You can see the nice millwork and the finishings that really bring the eye all the way up to the ceiling. And they say the kitchen is the heart of the home, and this is evident here. Large island, a great space for homework or for people to gather at the end of the day to share a glass of wine or coffee in the morning. And as far as the theme of updating goes, you can see the primary bathroom here that has the big ensuite tub, has an updated shower with rain head faucet. So lots of things to look at and lots of things to just come and enjoy. You don't have to sit there, sink a ton of money into the property.
Wow, and a beautiful big home, and under $600,000, which is incredible.
Yeah, you can't beat the price.
No, absolutely. Well, thank you, Brett, for joining us today. And just a reminder that you can listen to the Bennett Real Estate and Wealth Show only on 580 CFRA with Barney Bennett. It happens Saturdays at 1 p.m. on 580 CFRA. And coming up on Your Morning Ottawa, Black Legacy, the Living Archive, celebrates Black culture, youth leadership, and creativity. We learn more just after the break. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Skycam, and yes, we're seeing some light snow to start off your Thursday morning. Flurries into the afternoon. We could see 1 to 3 centimeters on the way. Good morning, Ottawa. It is 7:44. Youth-led cultural event is taking place during March break, celebrating Black culture, youth leadership, and creativity. Joining us this morning, we have Gotti and Gracia. Good morning to you both.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Good. Thank you so much for joining us today. Can you give us the details on this wonderful event happening tomorrow?
Absolutely. Tomorrow is the Black Legacy Gala. It is hosted at the Confederation Education Center. It'll be from 4 to 8. It's basically an event that empowers the youth and ensures that we are keeping our bold message, which is we're Black all year round. And so that's why it's happening in March instead of February, which is our usual Black History Month. It is bringing community leaders and youth leaders to ensure that the youth can find their spaces in society, and that's basically what we focus on.
And why is it important to have an event like this?
It is important to empower the youth and to give them a space to speak and kind of be seen and be heard. What we do is we invite community leaders so that the youth are able to connect with them and find opportunities within the community that they're interested in. And so it's just very important for us to make sure that they know what they're going into in the future.
And for people attending, what can they expect from the event?
They can expect fun, they can expect food, and they can expect, honestly, everything that they want.
A real variety, which we absolutely love.
Absolutely.
And Gracia, your work will be showcased. Can you tell us about being an artist and what it's like for you?
Of course, for sure. So for me, my experience with art has been very personal, but also very fun.
Okay.
I like to throw lots of different spins on, the things that I do, because everything that I do is a part of my journey and me growing up.
Okay.
For example, in school, being a part of student council, or even being a part of my school's drama club, follow SPH in the Heights on Instagram.
I love it.
Yes. So
Okay.
everything centers around that.
Can you talk about some of your artwork? Because we're looking at this one over here. Tell us what you
Yes.
created.
So here I created a portrait of a woman with a lovely fluffy afro with some butterflies in it.
I love it.
Yes, just to center around, Black joy and the means of being happy and being in the moment.
Stunning. Okay, and tell us this one, because this is a totally different medium.
Yes, this one was actually the most recent.
Okay.
So this one is a self-portrait, and it's supposed to kind of tie into my personal goals and different aspects of my life, and how no matter what happens, time is always going, so you should make the most of it.
Okay, explain to me what this face is here.
So this one, because this was made for an art contest for my school board.
Okay.
So the theme was Afrofuturism. And I was thinking, why don't I just draw myself ripping out of the portrait?
I love
to show that, I'm taking that first step to start my goals.
And it's like, is this your serious side and then your more silly, fun side?
Yes.
I love that. Okay, and last but not least, let's take a look at this beautiful portrait as well.
This one was, I think, the oldest. Could have created this when I was 13. This is a portrait that I made for my grandmother who lives in Europe. And she brings me so much joy as well. So I wanted to, make something for her birthday to keep close.
Ah, she must have been so touched when she saw that. It's absolutely stunning. Thank you so much for sharing your artwork with us. And Gadi, how can people come out to the event?
They can come out through the registration form that we've already put out, and they can come in person. It's a open community event. Shout out Deuce Flavors, our catering. Shout out Salma Mustafa, who's also our catering. Big shout out to Ms. Jones and the 50 more volunteers that are coming out. So we'll see you guys all tomorrow.
Awesome. Doors open at 4:30. Of course, you can head online for more information.
Yes,
Thank you both so much for joining us today. And coming up in the 8 o'clock hour, we have a special treat for you. We have a brand new chef from the Chateau Laurier who'll be cooking up some delicious eats. You don't want to miss it. Japanese cuisine at the Chateau Laurier.
It is milestone celebration time for this Thursday, March 19th. Let's kick it off with our first one. Happy 4th birthday to our beautiful Brindley. Lots of love from Mommy, Daddy, and Big Brother Michael. Also, your big nonas, your grandparents, aunts, uncles, and your cousins Thomas, Sophie, and Charlotte, as well as all of the rest of your large extended family. We all hope your birthday is as amazing as you are. We're continuing on with a happy birthday, Jackson. We hope you have the best day today. Love Nana, Papa, Auntie Tasha, Uncle Ivan, and all of your cousins. And if you got a milestone, celebrate it with us. Birthday announcements for kids 13 or younger, or 100 or more, and wedding anniversary celebrating 50 years or more. Just email us ottawa.milestones@ctv.ca, and we will share that announcement with our viewers. Stay with us. Much more to come here on Your Morning Ottawa.
Lured by lies, trapping Canadians.
She's a 19-year-old girl.
W5 uncovers a crime syndicate, hunting for traffickers.
They just asked me to find people for them.
Watch W5, Saturday at 7 on CTV and Crave.
It's Thursday, March 19th. One person has died after a collision in the city's West End on Wednesday evening.
A taxi scam is on the rise in Ottawa, and police believe the capital is now a hotspot for targets.
And world-renowned chef Akira Bak is bringing his globally celebrated Japanese cuisine right here to Ottawa, and we introduce you to him coming up. Your Morning Ottawa continues right now. Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. I'm Will Aiello.
I'm Melissa Lamb. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. And just a reminder that Rosie is away for the rest of this week and next week.
Yeah, and unfortunately, she'll be missing Akira back in our kitchen. And I know that you had a little sneak peek over there while you were doing your interview. And we have multiple delicious dishes to be prepared.
It looks so good. I'm so excited, and I can't wait to see and taste.
I know. I
might have to crash your segment.
I think we got some sushi for you, and there might be a
do.
little baby back ribs there for me, so something for everyone.
Love it.
Deliciousness coming up, but we'll get to our news headlines today. Ottawa paramedics say that they have confirmed one person has died after a head-on collision in the city's West End. First responders say a person with critical injuries was pronounced dead at the scene of a crash last night. A stretch of Carling Avenue near Moody Drive had to be shut down for the investigation. No word yet on the identity of the deceased or what caused the collision. A taxi scam is on the rise in Ottawa, and police believe the capital is now a hot spot to target. Fake taxis and customers are approaching people asking to help pay for cab fare, offering cash in exchange for using your debit card. But that's where the scam happens. They quickly swap your bank card with a fake and then gain access to your PIN and your money. Ottawa police say that it can happen very quickly.
You punch in your PIN, they give you a different debit card that matches your bank, trying to fool you. Once you leave, they go right to a bank and start withdrawing money. They've trapped your PIN number in their machine, and they have your legitimate card, so they can hurry up and withdraw quite a bit of cash.
Police are reminding residents that every legitimate cab will always have a roof sign, an ID number, and taxi plate, and they will always accept cash as payment. Other cities like Kingston are also warning about the taxi scams.
The spillover from the war in Iran is intensifying in Lebanon, where chaos and terror is being felt in Beirut. An Ottawa man is among the Canadians trying to flee the country as Israel escalates its ground attacks and airstrikes. Israeli forces leveled a 10-story apartment building in Beirut about an hour after issuing an evacuation notice. Israel claimed the building was being used by Hezbollah. Lebanese officials say at least 10 people were killed. Ottawa man Ahmad Araji is in Beirut. He describes the terrifying moments in a nearby hotel when the attack happened.
It was devastating, like having the front desk in my hotel and security knock on every single door, telling us to evacuate, going down, people on the streets running, screaming. It was intense. That's the least to say. It was very scary.
After this recent attack, Araji says he has started the process of trying to get a flight back home as the situation in Lebanon is getting worse.
The Bank of Canada is maintaining its key rate at 2.25%. The central bank says the war in the Middle East has increased volatility in global energy prices and the financial markets.
The Canadian economy continues to face heightened uncertainty related to U.S. trade policy and geopolitical risks. Now the war in Iran has added a new layer of uncertainty.
The Bank of Canada will make its next interest rate decision at the end of April and will also put out a more detailed economic outlook for the country. The driver of a tractor-trailer was taken to hospital after a crash on Highway 17 in Renfrew. Ontario Provincial Police say the driver of a tractor-trailer crashed near the Bonnechere River Bridge on Highway 17 yesterday afternoon. Police say the crash resulted in an oil spill. The driver of the truck was taken to hospital just as a precaution. No other vehicles were involved in the crash.
A dramatic crash in Alberta was captured on video, and remarkably, there were no serious injuries when a train plowed through a semi.
Holy!
RCMP say the truck stopped at a railway crossing marked with a stop sign, then drove through as the train was approaching. The RCMP say the driver of the semi was given a ticket for careless driving. The City of Ottawa saw an uptick in the number of drivers caught running red lights at intersections during January. City statistics show slightly more than 3,500 tickets were issued through red light cameras in January, up around 2,800 tickets during the same month the year before. Ottawa has 85 red light cameras across the city. The busiest one is on King Edward Avenue, northbound at St. Andrew.
Tipping prompts are popping up everywhere, and many customers say the expectation to tip has gone too far.
I think it should be included in the price. You shouldn't be asked to tip.
Just because you're doing your job doesn't mean you need to be tipped for doing your job.
I used to love tipping extra for really good service, and I feel like that's kind of gone away now.
A new survey by H&R Block reported that 2/3 of Canadians want to do away with the practice altogether. The survey also finds nearly 9 out of 10 people say that they resent businesses that ask for tips at places where they don't feel tipping is necessary. And 4 out of 10 people have changed where they spend their money, saying they avoid going to places that even ask for a tip at the register, like fast food places, bakeries, or self-serve counters.
The Ottawa Charge are putting out an official invitation to the stars of heated rivalry, hoping to go from the cottage to the stadium.
I was going to ask you, Hollander, will you come to my cottage this summer? Don't go to Russia. Come to my house. We'll have so much fun. It's so private. No one will.
And the way that you pronounce it, it comes up a little bit later on, but we don't like to give away all the hints here.
Absolutely.
So the Charge posting on social media, having some fun playing off that much-loved scene in the hugely popular Crave show.
The team is inviting the show's co-stars, Hudson William and Connor Story, to an upcoming game here in the capital against the Montreal Victoire. It will be Ottawa's only game this season that will be played at the Canadian Tire Centre, and it is happening on April 3rd, and no word yet whether Story or Williams will attend. But you can attend. You know, get your tickets, go support.
You can definitely go, and it's so great to have them playing at the CTC too. And I know that they're currently in talks with the Senators about a potential maybe spot for next year, as Lansdowne 2.0 has some issues there. But it's so great because we don't know, and maybe they'll surprise us. Maybe even just one of them shows up. I know you'd be very excited if they came here.
Oh my goodness! I mean, considering, you know, I know the Sens were selling Hollander and Rosenov jerseys and stuff, so. You know, it only makes sense that the Charge get on board for this as well.
And the perfect timing, they're playing at the CTC.
Absolutely. Perfect time for it, absolutely, like you mentioned. A little cold still this morning, and yes, we're seeing some snow to start off your Thursday. We will see more of that on the way for spring as we head into tomorrow. So today is the last full day of winter. And it is a bit of a cold, snowy one. -6 is where we're sitting right now. Temperatures with the wind chill feels like -10. So slowly warming up throughout these morning hours. Feels like -10 as well in the valley. 0 currently in Kingston, -6 in Brockville. Still dealing with these light flurries. So this is what we're seeing. It started just before 5 o'clock this morning. We will kind of continue to see light snow off and on throughout the course of the day. 1 to 3 centimeters is what we could see. And we could even see it change to rain late this afternoon around 3-4 p.m. as temperatures do warm up. We could see some wet snow, some scattered showers in there as well. It will then clear up into the evening overnight, and then into your day tomorrow. We're expecting more snow on the way, especially as spring arrives. So a band of freezing rain at first. We could start to see some freezing rain around 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, changing to snow around 9 o'clock, and then periods of snow throughout the day ahead. A little bit heavy at times as well. You can see these darker purple bands. So 2 to 4 centimeters for your Friday forecast. Spring officially arrives 10:46 a.m. tomorrow. And it will unfortunately be a snowy one as spring arrives. So it's looking more like winter than spring, but that's okay. We do have more spring-like conditions on the way in the 7-day forecast. Temps today, a high of 2 degrees into your afternoon. So fairly average for this time of the year. Again, some snow could possibly change to some rain today, or we could even see some wet snow in there. 3 degrees in the valley, 2 in Gatineau. So temperatures ranging from 0 degrees all the way up to 4 degrees. Overnight dropping to -5, so not overly cold tonight. But of course, if we have a wind chill, it will feel a little bit colder throughout those morning hours. Tomorrow morning, starting at around 8 o'clock, seeing some freezing rain, changing to snow by 9. Periods of snow throughout your first day of spring, 2 to 4 centimeters. Warmer into the weekend. We'll feel more like spring. Highs of 4 and 6 degrees. Again, some flurries in the morning, changing to rain into the afternoon. So not a lot of sunshine in through the weekend forecast, but very sunny as you head off to work next week. On your roads, eastbound on the 417, we do have buildup now between Moody and Bronson. Westbound on the Queensway, also seeing slowdowns between Hunt Club Road and Nicholas. And we are seeing volume westbound on the 174 between 10th Line and the 417.
And still to come right here on Your Morning Ottawa. With so much to learn and see at the museum, we will break down all the fun that can be had this week during March break. Our guest, hello, Aliza, giving us a little wave. She's standing by in the cozy CTV Your Morning Ottawa Lazy Boy Lounge. We'll be chatting with her right after the break. Last day of winter, and yeah, it's sure feeling like it. Centennial's last Skycam shows no signs of the snowfall slowing down, but it might change to rain this afternoon as temperatures heat up. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Today's snow report brought to you by Mont Cascade, only 20 minutes from Ottawa.
And here are your ski conditions for Mount Cascade. 4 lifts open, and they have 15 of their 21 runs open. Elsewhere on the ski hills, getting some fresh powder today. All of the lifts are open over at Calabogie Peaks. Borlage also has all of their lifts open. Camp Fortune, 17 of the 25 runs. At Edelweiss, 2 of their 5 lifts are open.
At Mount Cascade, we continue to improve your experience. Latest technology snow guns and our RFID direct-to-lift system are new this year. Come and join us.
Well, March break fun is not over, with lots to do at the museum. With a little bit more today to give us the lowdown on some of the programs, we got director Aliza Itzkovich joining us. Good morning to you.
Hi, good morning.
It's so great to have you on, and especially with how much is offered at the museum. It's so fun because I feel like people don't really understand how much is there and how fun it can be.
Yeah, there's so much going on right now, especially we're gearing up for the Artemis II mission. I'm sure you've heard a lot about it. You've got Canadian astronaut Jeremy Hansen heading soon on a mission. He'll be orbiting the moon. So all of our activities are all about that.
I love that. Okay, we want to start over here. So what are a few of the ones that you got with us today?
So today I'm highlighting our scavenger hunt. It's inspired by Jeremy Hansen's mission patch. So that sticker over there is one of the prizes you could win. So you're going to be going through the museum and learning about all the different symbols that are on that patch.
And what do we got?
I don't know if you see any. There are different animals. They're inspired by the Anishinaabe grandfather teachings.
Oh,
so
great.
They all represent a different teaching, something to take away with you as you leave the museum, a lesson to learn.
Yeah, so it's not just, and this is what I love about the museum, right? Because it's fun, you might have a takeaway, but you learn so much in a period of time that it's so wonderful.
Yeah.
All right, so that's one thing you can do. What else you got for us today?
And so then Jeremy Hansen with his crew, they're 4 people. They'll be orbiting the moon in their Orion space capsule. So I got a little sneak preview of what that capsule will look like when it's deployed. And then they'll be looking at the moon. So while they're orbiting, actually, if you put this at your arm's reach, hold it out in front of you, perfect. That's about the size that they'll be seeing the moon. Right in front of them. So very cool. And they'll be one of the only, well, there's only been 24 people that have seen the far side of the moon, actually. And they'll be the next 4 people to do so. So they'll be taking a look at all of these different features and craters on the moon. So we have a 3D moon gallery with lots of different craters and a little puzzle for you to try. If you think you can put together a crater, I challenge you to that.
Well, you know, I think I can at least do a couple of pieces here, although I was never good. You missed our show yesterday where I had to put together a craft, and it was not good whatsoever. Hold on, we're going there. We're going in here.
I did preset a little bit for you, and they are kind of right in the right places, but trust me, when it gets jumbled up.
Hey, this is for me, not you. I was doing okay.
I might need to make another set to leave with you guys. Too much fun.
I might need a little bit more time with this one, but it's so fun, and I love this guy too. And then what else we got over here?
And then, of course, at the Canada Aviation Space Museum, we've got the Canadarm, one of the first that was in the space shuttle missions, but right now the Canadarm2 is orbiting with the International Space Station. So if you want to take a chance to try to manipulate that Canadarm, we've got the end effector, a prototype at least. So that's
cool.
this here. It's the kind of the hand part that grabs items. So when you come to the museum, we have a little challenge with the timeline of different Canadian space flights that have happened with different humans. There's a Chris Hadfield mission there, the first Canadian, and of course, right here, Jeremy Hansen. So you'll be challenged to see if you can pick them up, move them around, and put them on the right place on the timeline.
How cool is that? And I know that so many parents, you know, even right now, of course, with March break, are looking to find activities and for things to do. I know we're Thursday, but we still have plenty left. Are there still availability to kind of get in and go through all these?
Absolutely. So it's from now all the way until the end of the weekend, not only at the Canada Aviation and Space Museum, but as well at the Agriculture and Food Museum and the Science and Technology Museum. There's a lot of babies being born at the farm, so if you want to come see all the young animals being born and growing up, that's where to go. And then at the Science and Tech Museum, they've got a cardboard extravaganza where you can build all these cool structures with cardboard.
Interactive games and lessons learned through this. This is why I love it so much. What kind of got you into this? Because it's really cool, and clearly, as you're talking about it, you really enjoy what you're talking about. So I feel like you're the perfect person to ask, how did you get involved, and how great is it to share that amongst kids and people attending the museums?
Absolutely. Specifically at the Canada Aviation Space Center, it's such a wondrous place. You walk in right away, and it's just full of planes and huge artifacts, and it's really wonderful to see our aerospace heritage like right there on display. But particularly when you come to the museum and get really hands-on, that's what really excites me. So I always make sure we have some hands-on stuff you can touch and manipulate, and all of our museums do that at Ingenium. So I definitely recommend visiting.
It's magical.
Yeah,
kind of
it's
when you
definitely a
walk
fun
in
time.
and you get to see all those things with, like you said, when they're massive, or you get to actually interact yourself. We really appreciate you coming in this morning because people are still looking for ideas. Thank you, Lisa.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, and you know what? The museum is a perfect place to be because outside it don't look so good. It is our final day of winter. Mother Nature letting us know that I think winter might even extend into spring when you take a look at the weather. But full details will be coming up. Stay with us. We'll be right back. "24 Sussex remains uninhabitable, but a report by CBC News suggests that the current Prime Minister's residence may not be suitable for a PM either. Let's check in with Bill Carroll from the Morning Rush on News Talk 580 CFRA. So, Bill, we were just highlighting the $10 million sale home in Ottawa. Now we're focusing on the Prime Minister's house. What's the difference between the two?
Well, the difference between the two is that the Prime Minister's house is supposed to be a working residence, should represent Canada's economic prosperity and strength and creativity and all of those things. And right now, it's been torn down to the studs, and it's been sitting that way now for a decade, Will. Can you believe that? A decade since I went out to 24 Sussex with my inflated rubber duckies and asked security if I could use the pool because I am, after all, one of the many millions of owners, so why not? This is really a story of guts, or the lack of guts. Even some of my favorite prime ministers, like Stephen Harper, nobody had the courage to say this thing is a wreck. It needs to be rebuilt. We need to redo it because they don't want to be stuck looking like that guy who spent taxpayers' money building a fancy house for the prime minister. But it's the people's house. So Mark Carney, up until now, has expressed no interest in redoing it. Well, look, you're way ahead in the opinion polls. I think you could probably pass this off as a project that creates jobs at a time when we have economic uncertainty and tariff wars going on in the U.S. Say it's going to be all Canadian architects and builders, and we're going to use Canadian lumber. And there's a way to sell this thing to the public, but it takes the guts to do it. It does sound like, if this report's accurate, though, behind the scenes now, there's some steam gathering to get it done because the current residence the Prime Minister is using, basically the guest house at the Governor General's residence, isn't secure enough. And what we don't want is them spending all kinds of money on security at the temporary residence when we should be spending the money with a permanent solution. So, a little courage here, Prime Minister Carney. Let's go.
Okay, but here's my question, Bill. If we do get construction going in a new house, will you then re-show up with your rubber duckies ready to accommodate yourself in the new location?
When they finally have the grand opening of that thing, they'll find me swimming naked in the pool. I promise.
Just so you know, we are going to send a camera, whether you like it or the viewers like it or not, because we got to capture that. Thanks for your time, Bill. Have a good show.
Have a good day.
And remember, you can listen to The Morning Rush with Bill Carroll on News Talk 580 CFRA weekdays from 6 till 10 a.m.
Therapy Thursday is brought to you in part by Focus Forward Health, Ottawa's premier mental health boutique.
A mom in Bell's Corners is asking Sophie and Jeff for help this week. Her 16-year-old is asking to go on an unsupervised senior trip to the Dominican next year. Her friend's parents have already said yes, and Dad's all for it, but Mom not having it. Is she overbearing, or what would you say? Let's find out what the listeners on Move 100 had to say on this Therapy Thursday.
Let's start with Jennifer, who has a comment on this. When I was 17, my group of friends were left alone. Our parents trusted us, but were we all behaving like upstanding citizens? No. They can get up to all kinds of shenanigans at home without spending tons of money. I'd be checking in with other parents to see if they're in agreement and whether or not it's safe to go. Natasha says, when I was in grade 11, my school went to Quebec City on a trip.
Yeah.
I got left alone at a bar on that trip because all of my friends went back to the hotel room with their boyfriends. I remember walking from bar to bar downtown trying to find them by myself. Looking back, it's terrifying because I was only 16 or 17 years old at the time. That's why I always say good friends matter. If your daughter has a solid group of friends who stick together and look out for each other, that could make a huge difference. Being with the right people can make all the difference in the world.
So knowing your own kid and then knowing their friends would make it a little bit better, maybe, right? Christine says, I think we need to give our kids a little bit more independence for them to gain confidence in this big world.
Yeah, I agree, but I don't know that you want to throw them into the pit first.
Does it, being a girl, mean anything different to you than a boy?
Well, I mean, you can get yourself into all kinds of trouble. Maybe the trouble is different for boys and girls.
Yeah, I agree with you.
But it's still trouble.
I think it's the same in different ways.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah. I think that you're putting a bunch of kids, even though they're teenagers, they're still really young, in situations where I don't know how they can navigate without any adults whatsoever. In fact, Melanie says she would be willing to consider it if there were parent chaperones on the trip.
Someone else has said, like, you can go with them, but don't stay with them. Like, be off somewhere else, but in the same area.
Also, that
so you can
sounds
check in.
like hell on earth.
Yeah, totally. I don't
Who
want
wants
to
to sign up for that?
And coming up, world-renowned chef Akira Bak is bringing his globally celebrated Japanese cuisine right here to Ottawa. He's standing by in the Your Morning Kitchen, and he's got multiple delicious dishes just waiting for me and Melissa to go over there and try. But for there, we head outside, and yep, it is still winter, and it still might be as we head into our brand new season. Details coming up. We still got 33 minutes and 12 seconds left on this program. We'll be right back.
What makes your community special? Join us next week for Your Neighborhood, showcasing the people and places that make the National Capital Region shine.
Your Neighborhood on CTV Your Morning Ottawa. Brought to you in part by the Clemo. Choose the Clemo and start living your life your way.
Ottawa's favorite cash contest is back, and it's big. Move 100's $50,000 Beat the Bank. 7 vaults. You decide how much to take home. Sound the alarm? You lose it all. Be listening weekdays for your chance to win.
Good morning and happy Thursday. Thank you so much for joining us here on Your Morning Ottawa. I am Melissa Lamb.
I'm Willie Yellow. Rosie is off today over the next week and a half. And I'm really excited because we've been highlighting a contest out on the West Coast, and you had a chance to kind of talk about what's included and how beautiful is it?
Absolutely. The views that you can see, it's absolutely stunning. So I can't wait to learn more.
Yeah, and you can still enter right
That's
after
right.
that. So stay tuned. We'll get to our news headlines for now. Ottawa paramedics have confirmed that one person has died after a head-on collision in the city's West End. First responders say a person with critical injuries was pronounced dead at the scene of the crash last night. A stretch of Carly Avenue near Moody Drive had to be shut down for the investigation. No word yet on the identity of the deceased or what caused the collision. A taxi scam is on the rise here in Ottawa, and police believe the capital is now a hot spot to target.
The last few days, it's been outside the universities, Carleton and Ottawa U. There's been 3 cases just around the university getting young students. They've also hit outside of Walmart. They've hit outside Billings Bridge.
Ottawa police say fake taxis and customers are approaching people asking for help to pay a cab fare, offering cash in exchange for using your debit card. This is where the actual scam occurs. They quickly swap your bank card with a fake and then gain access to your PIN and your money. Customers say they are on the lookout.
You have to be so cautious with everywhere you go now. Yeah, you're always on your lookout. You hear all these horror stories.
I look at the operator ID to see if it looks like the person, and sometimes if I'm really not comfortable, I will try and see what I can find online.
Kingston police are also warning of a taxi scam taking place near Queen's University.
The spillover from the war in Iran is intensifying in Lebanon, where chaos and terror is being felt in Beirut. An Ottawa man among the Canadians trying to flee the country as Israel escalates its ground attacks and airstrikes. Israeli forces leveled a 10-story apartment building in Beirut about an hour after issuing an evacuation notice. Israel claimed the building was being used by Hezbollah. Lebanese officials say at least 10 people were killed. Ottawa man Ahmad Araji is in Beirut. He describes the terrifying moments in a nearby hotel when the attack happened.
It was devastating, like having the front desk in my hotel and security knock on every single door, telling us to evacuate, going down, people on the streets running, screaming. It was intense. That's the least to say. It was very scary.
After this recent attack, Araji says he has started the process of trying to get a flight back home as the situation in Lebanon is getting worse.
U.S. intelligence leaders have now been grilled on how imminent the threat was in Iran before the war began.
Was it the assessment of the intelligence community that there was a, quote, imminent nuclear threat posed by the Iranian regime, yes or no?
Senator, the only person who can determine what is and is not an imminent threat is the president.
False.
Trump's intelligence director, Tulsi Gabbard, says it's not her job to determine what is an imminent threat. It comes as her chief of staff, Joe Kent, just resigned in protest, suggesting that U.S. President Donald Trump was duped into war, blaming Israel.
The Bank of Canada is maintaining its key rate at 2.25%. The central bank says the war in the Middle East has increased volatility and global energy prices and financial markets.
The Canadian economy continues to face heightened uncertainty related to U.S. trade policy and geopolitical risks. Now the war in Iran has added a new layer of uncertainty.
The Bank of Canada will make its next interest rate decision at the end of April and also put out a more detailed economic outlook for the country. GO train service in Mississauga has resumed this morning after a tragic accident involving a young boy Wednesday afternoon.
He and another young child were on some sort of a motorized bike in the area. There were two people present. He was riding, whether it be a pocket bike, gas or electric powered, I'm not really certain at the time of the collision.
Peel police say a boy around 12 or 13 years old was hit by a westbound GO train. He died at the scene. Police say it appears the child went around the barrier and tried to cross the tracks when he was hit. They are reminding families to talk to their children about being mindful of their surroundings on motorized bikes and scooters, especially at rail crossings.
Tipping prompts are popping up everywhere you go, and many customers say the expectation to tip has gone too far.
I think it should be included in the price. You shouldn't be asked to tip.
Just because you're doing your job doesn't mean you need to be tipped for doing your job.
I used to love tipping extra for really good service, and I feel like that's kind of gone away now.
A new survey by H&R Block reported that 2/3 of Canadians want to do away with the practice altogether. The survey also finds nearly 9 out of 10 people say they resent businesses that ask for tips at places where they don't feel tipping is necessary. And 4 out of 10 people suggest that they have actually changed where they spend their money, saying that they avoid going to places that even ask for a tip at the register, like fast food places, bakeries, or self-serve counters.
The Sens had an outcome that unfortunately didn't go their way last night.
Anderson to Shabbat. All kinds of traffic in front. Towards Giroux has got it. Towards the net. Tip scores.
Yeah, the team was on the road in Washington. The Capitals took the win 4-1 with 2 empty netters, so it was a little bit closer. The Senators host the New York Islanders tonight. Puck drop is at 7 and are in dire need for some points. 15 games left, 5 points currently back from a playoff position.
And as you could see, like, this game did go down to the wire. As you mentioned, those 2 empty net goals. So, like, it was 2-1 towards the end. So, like, it was so close.
I know, and the problem is, too, like, even as we've been talking about it throughout the week, we're at Thursday now, the teams that we're chasing keep getting at least a point in overtime or are winning, so it's just making it more difficult. So hopefully we can continue really with that hot streak and get some wins.
Absolutely. Well, in our forecast today, it's still going to feel a little more like winter, even though spring arrives officially tomorrow. Cold with some flurries this morning, and then we will see that rain-snow mix into the afternoon. But yes, more snow on the way as we head into tomorrow when spring officially arrives. Temps still sitting at -5 now. We've warmed up 1 little degree here this hour. Still feels closer to -9 with the wind chill, so slowly warming up. Feels like -3 in Trenton, -6 in Brockville, -4 currently in Cornwall. So still seeing those scattered flurries. We kind of saw them starting just before 5 o'clock this morning, and we will kind of continue to see that throughout the course of the day, right through to your afternoon today. And then we could see some showers mixed in there or some wet snow. So as temperatures warm up, we could see a bit of wet snow or some scattered showers into the afternoon, but about 1 to 3 centimeters today. Overnight tonight, partly cloudy conditions. Then tomorrow morning around 8, 9 o'clock, we're expecting, looks like a little bit of freezing rain at first. That's this band of pink, and then followed by some snow throughout the day after. And we will continue to see snow in through your afternoon on Friday. So spring officially arrives tomorrow, 10:46 a.m., but we are expecting it to be a little bit of a snowy one tomorrow. We could see 2 to 4 centimeters. 2 degrees is where temperatures will hover into your afternoon today. That's your daytime high for us here in the city. Pretty mild across the region, a little bit above seasonal. 4 degrees in Trenton, 3 out in the valley for today, as well as in Petawawa. 2 is your daytime high over in Gatineau. So over the next 7 days, a real mixture of everything in the forecast. Definitely winter today, tomorrow. -5 is the overnight low. Snow on the way for tomorrow, 2 to 4 centimeters. 1 degree is the high as we head into Friday. warming up in through the weekend as we head to our first weekend of spring. Temperatures a little bit above the norm. 4 and 6 degrees are the high. We're expecting some flurries mixed in with some rain into the afternoon. Not a lot of sunshine for the weekend, but then next week, sunny skies Monday and through Tuesday.
Weather brought to you by Yegendorf Rashid. Experience, knowledge, and a commitment to excellence.
And there is a disabled vehicle northbound on the 416 at Fallowfield Road. The left-hand lane is closed, causing delays in that area. Eastbound on the 417, we are seeing volume from Moody and through Bronson, and westbound on the Queensway, it's slow between Hunt Club and Nicholas. We're seeing volume westbound on the 174 between 10th Line and through the 417, and you can see snow-covered roads this hour, so that snow is definitely accumulating.
Oh, we are lucky today. World-known chef Akira Back is bringing his globally celebrated modern Japanese cuisine right here to Ottawa at the Fairmont Chateau Laurier. And he has delicious meals that he's been preparing, and we've been eyeing for the last couple of hours. And he joins us this morning. Good morning to you.
Hey, good morning. How are you?
I am so wonderful, and now I'm so much better. We got something for everyone on our staff today, so thank you for bringing that with us.
Absolutely.
Before we get into the combination that you have with the Fairmont Chateau Laurier, I want to talk about your culinary journey because it is exquisite.
So I'll tell you, I want to have a story that when I touched a knife, I knew I want to be a chef. Actually, I don't have that story. I actually want to be a baseball player. So I play baseball. And then my father threw a curve at me, said, hey, we're going to move to Aspen, Colorado. But back then, in Korea, when I was growing up, I had no idea what Aspen and Colorado is. So back in the days, there's no internet. So I asked my father, I was like, Dad, where's Aspen, Colorado? He got so upset. He said, Aspen, Colorado, that's the place to be. Well, I went there. I got there May. It was dumping just like here. Just when we say dumping, it's snowing, right?
Right, yeah,
snowing like crazy. I'm like, wow, this is a very interesting journey. I want to learn English. I could not learn fast enough because I play sports. So, playing a baseball and sports, it gives you street knowledge. So I just walked around and I see these cool people with mohawk, nose pierced, hanging out with all the blondes, just living life. So I watched them. They're doing skateboarding and snowboarding. So I knew I have to pick up that sports. So I tried both. Skateboarding was a little bit difficult, but snowboarding was like, bam, I picked up. Then I did it. X Games came. I got bored. I done it all, right? I bleached my hair. I have mohawk, nose pierced.
Oh, I gotta get a photo of that.
Yeah. You have to name it. I did it all, but it's time for me to do something a little bit different. I chose to be a chef because I just want to do it. Because there's a restaurant chef named Kenichi. He looks so happy when he make a food. Then, of course, I work for him. Then I realize he's crazy, just like every chef. Then I actually did not enjoy it, but my father actually told me he doesn't like it, so we just did it. But now here I am, I'm a chef.
Now here you are, world-renowned chef, and we're so grateful to have you in here. And your combination with the Fairmont Chateau Laurier is amazing. And I want to give people a little bit of taste of what they can expect when they head there with this.
Absolutely. So this is the most important thing right here. It's a tuna pizza.
This is the tuna pizza. Okay.
So this is my mom's favorite. And this is how we make our brand.
Okay.
And then the reason why I put another plate underneath is, do you see right here? That's my mom's name. So our restaurant element is my mom's art. So entire thing, when you walk in, you'll see my mom's art everywhere. So bam, you don't like this one, you're gonna be
in trouble. You gotta like mama's.
Exactly. Short rib. I grew up eating this actually, my mom's recipe. But we want to make it a little bit more sexier and more technique. So we use sous vide.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So soft, juicy, and then I truly believe back in the days when I used to use the black garlic, nobody liked it, but now people are getting it. So, this is a very simple dish.
You knew that it was going to be a hit. You were before the time.
I saw the future, man. I saw the future, you know me.
And Mama knew too.
Exactly.
Mama knew.
Everybody knew. And then, bam, just like that. Beef tartare, dashi umami aioli, with a little bit of green oil, and then here's the rice cracker. So you pretty much dip it in and eat it. There's two gels, pear, Korean pear, and then avocado.
And how do you come up with the ideas to make it so aesthetic? Because it is a work of art while tasting amazing.
I sleep and then I dream about nothing.
You sleep, you dream, and then it comes to life the next day.
I was like, oh man, it just hit me so hard.
Oh.
No, it's like more you cook actually, and you see. And it's really like just come to your head because it's mathematic. It's like, okay, the beef tartare here, I use pear because it's a very traditional Korean people, eat with pear because it breaks down amino acid. So stuff like that. So I try to combine everything, and sometimes it works, sometimes it does not work. Here, one of my signature cucumber salad. I mean, you go so many typical restaurant, they sell cucumber salad. It's not sexy. So we just like, oh yeah, I want to make it sexy, and then I want to make sure that this dish is go to somebody's start, because it takes so long to make this. This is a nightmare for the chef.
I see a theme here. Yeah. You're trying to up-sexy everything that's already been made, right? Yeah. That's probably the token.
I think I use it too many times.
Before we get to this last dish, because this one's special too, I want to talk about how you combined with the Fairmont Chateau Laurier. How did that partnership begin?
So, I came out here a few times, and then they approached me. We just clicked, and then they showed me the space that I think it's going to work my concept. So I was like, let's do it. And then they said, why not? So we just did it.
I mean, look how beautiful it is, right? It's one of the best locations I've ever been to, and to have that combination is really exciting. Let's get to the final plate that you got here.
And then this is a salmon tataki with a mustard sumiso. So it's pretty much Japanese mustard, a little bit vinegar, and a little bit of white miso. And then just lightly sear. And then there is 4 kinds of onion. Pearl onion, white onion, green onion, and then fried onion.
Oh, so there's something for everyone. I'm going to call in my co-host. And Melissa, I'm going to have you stand by the plate that you would like to engulf on. And I feel like it's probably every single one, but do you have a favorite?
I originally was eyeing the salmon, but then I saw the tuna pizza, and I thought...
She knows what she's doing.
She's very lucky. I was going to take a picture of your face and go, uh-oh, no way.
My only question is, what's the base of the pizza?
It's a tortilla.
A tortilla,
yeah.
Okay. I can eat that. That's amazing. Wow, okay, so should I go in for, is it spicy?
No.
No, and I can eat it with my fingers, which I love.
Yeah,
right?
that's the fingerling food.
There you go.
Yeah.
And as Melissa enjoys your delicious
I'm too excited.
food.
I'm destroying it.
Tell me about the overall passion that you want people when they come in and when they leave. What's the experience you want them to have?
The customer comes at Akira back. I want them to feel just comfortable, and then our theme, yes, it's a Japanese cuisine, but we have so many things offered. Just like you see, vegan, fish, beef, we got it all. So let's say you have a group of people, picky eaters, like I would say, right? It's a perfect. Oh, you're gluten-free, no problem. We have a gluten-free for you. Oh, I'm vegan. Oh, sure, I have a vegan. You like beef? I have a steak. So just eat, relax, let us do work, chill, and go home. And then you go, wow, my experience was a little bit different than other restaurants I have been to, because their vibe is different, And then our restaurant usually a little bit dark, so it's more, cozy.
A little cozy. Well, I really appreciate you coming in, and after you are on this journey, pick up that baseball bat back, because I think you still got a career in you.
Oh, yeah, man, I got it. Yeah,
Thanks, Akira, for joining us this morning.
Thank you, appreciate it.
And if you want to be featured on our show, especially in our kitchen, email us yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca, and we would love to have you on. Let's take a peek outside, shall we? Because you want to go inside, because still feeling like winter, and it will, even as we transition to a new season tomorrow. Centennial Glass Sky Cam showing snow, snow, and more snow. But we'll keep you cozy. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Country 94.
Texas, I can tell.
Ottawa's home for the best country music. Listen for your chance to win $50,000 with Pure Country's big $50K payday.
iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford store, and Eastern Ontario's Ford EV leader.
Starting off with the Ottawa Home and Garden Show presented by RE/MAX. This runs all weekend long at the EY Centre, and it's your one-stop spot for everything spring related. You can check off your entire to-do list. Great chance to get help, advice, or inspiration for any home renovation or gardening projects too. Next on the list today is for the country music lovers. Dylan Scott will be at the Hard Rock Casino on his Till I Can't, I Will tour, playing all of his hits and lots of new ones on Saturday night. If you're looking for a date night or friends night out, this is definitely going to be a really fun show. Plus, if you haven't checked out the new Hard Rock live music venue yet, it's your chance to do that too. Last up today is March break at the Deep Bunker, open every day until Sunday. This is always lots of fun for the kids. Learn about stories from the past through interactive exhibits, audio guided tours, and more. Plus, put your problem-solving skills to the test in the escape room. It sounds like a great way to spend a day. As usual, lots more happening around the capital this weekend. For the full list and all the details, check ctvottawa.ca/weekenders. For the iHeartRadio Weekenders, I'm Sneha Taylor. Have a great one.
iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barrhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford store, and Eastern Ontario's Ford EV leader.
If you're dreaming about your next getaway, one of the most beautiful wine regions in the world is right here in Canada. BC Wine Country has it all. It's the perfect place to start planning a sunny escape. Sommelier and wine educator Emily Walker joins us from BC Wine Country this morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning. How are you today?
I'm so good. I can't wait to learn more about this amazing place. And what do you think surprises most people when they visit BC Wine Country?
I mean, apart from how stunningly beautiful it is here, of course, I think there's just such a range of experiences that you can have within one small place in BC Wine Country. So you can be charmed by the small family-owned and operated winery where maybe it's the winemaker or the winery owner that's taking you through your tasting. Maybe you're invited into the cellar to taste from the barrel. And then just across the road, you'll find, a sprawling estate with state-of-the-art architecture, beautiful facilities, and what's a more kind of elevated, polished experience. But of course, this common thread of quality that you'll find in both. So it's really neat to be able to experience that range.
And I mean, the views we're seeing this morning are absolutely stunning. So for someone at home who's watching and thinking, you know what, I need to start planning a trip, where's the best place to begin?
I like to direct people to winebc.com/wineries. And this is a winery finder tool that is extremely easy to use. It makes trip planning, it takes the guesswork out of it. So, of course, everyone's idea of the perfect wine country experience is going to be a little different. So if you are someone who wants to seek, say you're a Pinot Noir enthusiast and you want to just find wineries that produce a great Pinot, you can filter and explore wineries based on that. You can search by region, you can search by wine style. So it really takes the guesswork out of it for you.
Wow, sounds incredible. And what are some of the experiences that people can expect?
I mean, I think this is the beauty of it, is that there's really something for everyone, depending on what you're looking for. If you want to just hop tasting room to tasting room, of course you can do that. But BC Wine Country is so much more than that. It's the full package. So if you're someone who enjoys a bit of outdoor adventuring mixed in with your wine country experience, you'll find things like guided bike tours through the vines, yoga in the vineyards, with, of course, the mountains and the lake in the backdrop. We have some of the best farmers markets in the country. So if you're somebody who enjoys that experience, you'll be gathering the local harvest straight from the farmer's hands. So all of these kinds of things, live music in the vines, it's all here to experience.
It's sounding so incredible. And how can people experience wine country for themselves?
So you can go on to winebc.com and book your trip yourself, or there's also a great contest right now where you can enter to win the ultimate BC Wine Country experience as well.
Absolutely incredible. Thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thank you so much for having me.
And of course, as mentioned, there is a great contest right now. British Columbia is home to wineries across 9 distinct districts and regions, from intimate small batch producers to grand estates. And we want to send you on the ultimate BC Wine Country escape. 4 days surrounded by breathtaking vineyards, lakes, and mountain views. The ultimate journey includes airfare, accommodation, and incredible winery experiences. You'll wander scenic back roads, share unforgettable vineyard views, and discover the region celebrating wines and culinary delights. For your chance to win this incredible BC Wine Country getaway, enter on our contest page at ctvottawa.ca, and good luck.
Welcome back, everybody. That's all of us from here at Your Morning Ottawa. Melissa and I will see you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m.